Uh, I'm just gonna start by doing a, uh, last time on
Yeah.
type of a deal. I'm just holding out that Michael might show up, but of course, there's also been times in the past where he just is like, "Oh yeah, I'll be late," and then just never shows up.
Oh,
So
Well, we might progress part of the story with two of us.
we'll see.
we will find out. But yeah. So welcome back. It's been a solid like month and a half since we've like played the official line. We did play that one Dream State one probably about a month ago. It's been a while. So welcome back. Um, recap on the story. Excuse me. Yeah. So recapping on the story. Let's see here.
What did happen last time? It's been a long time.
I'm trying to check my notes and remember.
Oh wait, yeah,
right now.
everyone almost died because we got ambushed by the group.
Yeah, and that was after you guys had left.
That was the end.
3 streams.
Kalia fainted twice, and
Nazintor.
Nazintor fainted once in the last fight.
So in terms of the storyline, kind of some of the major things that have happened. We stop taking a bite before you talk, Jeremy. All right. So after retrieving a piece of the sword from a nearby tower, you return to 3 streams, where you each went into the temple and got visions as to how and where you can go about to find more pieces. Some of you also got visions as to people that you feel like you need to talk to that might be pertinent to this, to your quest as well. Nazintor, having seen a vision of what he considers to be his hometown, fled for a while in order to do some introspective looking, and returned back within a week after Corin came out to find him. And let's see here, we had the play that we did that was very well received by the town.
Cinematic masterpiece that was.
Cinematic masterpiece. And honestly, truly a turning point in the story of the Duck Boys altogether.
I keep forgetting that's our name.
It's your name that you guys chose. I don't know what to tell you. So after
Look at me
that,
like it was just me that
No,
made
it
the
wasn't.
decision.
It was everyone here, and then I forget we did that.
I put it forward, and no one said no. That's all I'm thinking.
Wait, was it you who put the
I
idea
thought
forward?
it was either. It was Michael put the name forward, and then I think I was the first one to say, "Let's make that like our official name." I'm pretty sure.
and I think Seeley was all over it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And then Seeley kind of agreed, and then it just kind of went from there.
So
It's a great name, don't get me wrong. I just always forget that that's our name.
and it was at the play where Kalia was introduced as well to the party. Kalia being this water genasi that, blue pigmented skin, silver hair, with a silver fox at her side. So you guys spent a couple more days in 3 streams. You had a fight with some demons, and then you made a decision as to where you wanted to go. And you decided to follow Treefell's vision, which takes him back to his home roots as well, up into the snowy north.
Don't forget we chose that because of the ice cream store specifically.
That is true. All right, that's a fair point. Before the decision was officially made, they were introduced to the ice cream shop owner. I think his name was Isaac. I've got the notes somewhere around here. But they were introduced to him, fell in love with his shop, and in that moment became business partners with him, giving him 200 gold pieces, and the promise of more ice cream flavors coming from their adventures. And the entire group has become very obsessed with the idea of ice cream and wanting to perfect it. So a major deciding factor, never mind their quest, but a major deciding factor as to why they wanted to go to the snowy north was to find a way to make ice cream permanent, make it so that it doesn't melt, but still safe to consume. So,
All right, listen. If we don't finish this campaign and there isn't like a post-credit scene of us all just like in the ice cream store, like at the end of Avengers, I'm going to be very disappointed.
And so they headed off. On their route, they came across a group of bandits that. It was truly a battle to be held. But the Duck Boys did come out ahead in that case. Last session, Nazintor had quite an intense dream that was odd and wacky and really revealed a lot of things about how he sees a couple members of the party. But, yeah. So... Yeah, that's what happened. That's what's happened in the last couple of sessions. Is there anything that I missed?
Nope, that's pretty accurate.
Pretty much how it's going, and we're on our way to try to find a ship to acquire
There, yeah, that's right.
transportation to the north.
Yeah, you're currently trying to find, or you're heading west to a port city that where you can find some way of getting up to the snowy north.
And also
What
apparently
was
to
the name of
acquire
that city called? Do we
That you're
know?
going to? The port city.
Yep.
It's called Redwood Landing.
Redwood Landing. Gotta add that into the notes.
I've been terrible at note taking. My apologies.
So, yeah. So currently, you are all walking along the path. You were looking. I do remember. Excuse me. I do remember you guys were hoping to get horses, but
Didn't we have
cost too
horses?
much?
did you get donkeys?
Did we get a cart? I thought we got
We
a
got a
cart.
cart
You
and
got
donkeys.
a cart with donkeys or mules or something.
Yeah.
That's right.
Because we wanted the cart so we could start a shipping
A shipping business, yes.
business as well. That
So-
was that was Radgrid's
So that we can-
idea he floated forward.
So that we could export the ice to the
Yeah.
ice cream store.
And so if we ever got more ingredients and things like that, we could start shipping, and we could start shipping ice cream with our cart, things like that. I remember now, yeah. So we have a cart at least, which currently both Kalia and Nazintor are laying on that cart going, as they both are trying to recover from nearly dying.
Well,
Again, for Nazintor.
So
It's like every combat he nearly dies, and it gets slightly ridiculous how...
hold on. I think I have the
Little
spell
health he
prepared for you now.
has.
Hold on.
so it's been. So you've gone through a long rest. Like you're doing okay.
So they're back to full HP.
Yep.
And they lose a point of their exhaustion each because that thing sucks.
Well, but it's overall the trip is about a 3-week trip. You guys are about a week and a half into it, so you don't have any exhaustion or anything, so you're good there. But that is just for recap purposes, a home rule that we have decided to implement is when you are in the middle of battle and you go down, you drop to 0 hit points, whether you make your saving throw or someone revives you, you come back with however many HP you have, and then you have a point of exhaustion using the 1D&D rules that will be coming in next year. Now, these aren't official rules of 1D&D yet, but a lot of people really like them. So you basically just have a -1 to your rolls until you take a long rest to regain 1 exhaustion level. So it makes it kind of fun, makes it more interesting, and makes death saving throws and just falling unconscious in general more realistic and more
And less stupid, honestly.
yeah.
Less pointless.
Because if you get like a 4th level exhaustion, you're just like, well, I'm dead. It was nice knowing y'all.
Yeah, exactly.
later.
Using
The
the
equivalent of being being in hospice at that point.
Aw.
using the as written 5e rules is very intense. So yeah, that's so that's where we're at.
Okay. So we're still a week in, or are we making it?
So you're a week and a half in.
Okay.
So you're halfway through your trip. It overall would take you about 3 weeks to get there.
All right. And currently, our party consists of Nazintor, Kalia, Trefel, Corin came along.
Pretty much everyone's.
Radgrid and Spartacus both came along too.
Yes.
Yeah, technically everyone
Right.
came along.
So we just got a huge group of people who are all sick in the car. Got it. Cool. Okay.
Like, hey, maybe we should go scout out ahead to see if there's any dangers up ahead. We'll see you guys later. Bye. I don't know how you want to spin it.
Well, so I'm thinking, we just kind of fast forward the week and a half, relatively uneventful second half of your trip after the fighting and whatnot. But you take the traveling, you go for it. So you wake up the day that you are expecting to make it to Redwood Landing, the port city. You wake up and there's a light breeze coming across, and you can smell the saltiness of the sea. You know you're getting close. It is a colder morning, overcast, gray clouds, and you can tell that it may rain later. But you pack up your stuff and you head off towards the smell that you're encountering right now. And after about an hour or two, you come over a hill, and you see at the bottom of this valley, just along the line of the shore, is a relatively large town, much larger than any of the ones that you've encountered on this particular adventure that you've been going on so far. Thousands of people would be inhabiting this one. You see, you probably still have another half an hour walking to make it to it, but you can see large buildings and ships with sails and all sorts of stuff along the coast. And so like Trefel, you're getting some flashbacks. Now you are on the opposite side of the continent.
Yeah.
When you encountered something similar to this, and that was your only time ever being on a ship.
Yeah.
So you're getting flashbacks to that. Nazintor, you were, in your town or your city before. You were on the shore all the time, so this is a very familiar sight to you, but it still raises some anxieties because of the memories that can be associated with that particular town.
This place doesn't have a ton of cliffs, right?
No.
It's my hometown.
No. Yeah, mostly just it's got the one hill that kind of just rolls over and then kind of slopes down into the valley that's right along the shoreline. So there's really no cliffs.
I've definitely put my hood up, and you can tell that Nazintor just head down in the cart, very much trying to not stand out, and watching everything.
I am standing up on the cart doing the exact opposite.
And Kalia, this is like her home, right? She water genasi, loves the water, and is very excited to be back.
Oh, she is definitely looking out at the ocean going, I should go for a swim right about now. In her head. She's
Oh, okay.
thinking, like,
Because Radgrid was definitely going to make a comment. So, anyway, but yeah, so you travel a half an hour, and once you make it to kind of the outskirts of the city, what do you want to do?
Well, our current goal is to find just getting to the north. Yes?
yeah, we're trying to find a ship, right?
Yeah?
I also need to ask, do you guys have winter gear?
Yes, we
Yes.
got winter gear before we left.
Okay, I couldn't
We
remember
had
if
a
you
full
did or not.
discussion about it.
That one took us a while to figure out, but we all bought winter gear eventually.
We all had a very lengthy discussion about it.
So, yeah. So, I mean, how do you want to go about it? So you've got your winter gear already, so you're already covered that way. It's still, I mean, it's probably, 60 degrees right now, so you're definitely not wearing it.
I mean, I would have technically done something similar before, right? Like, or was I? Do you think I was a stowaway, or do you think I actually like managed to like get a deal on a ship, just working on the ship for passage or something?
That's up to you. How do you think that? I don't think that your character would have necessarily stowed away. I don't know
Yeah.
where you would have stowed away
Yeah.
to begin with.
Okay.
So I mean, if anything, you probably would have, because I mean, you're also a lawful good character.
Yeah, I probably wouldn't have just snuck on.
So
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'd say the first thing we could probably do is just look for a ship that'll trade passage for labor, because that seems to be the easiest way so far. What do you think? I speak to the group collectively.
We probably, I'd say, just rent a ship. So
Okay.
we can just pay passage on a ship that's going north. I'd love to buy a ship, but I don't think we probably have the funds for that yet. But
Yeah.
at some point in our ice cream empire,
We will need it.
goals, we will need a ship. We'll need steady supply lines, and we still will need an airship because it'll be quicker than any other type of ship.
We might need to run a few more fundraising plays to be able to, get the ship off the ground.
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be great, actually. A fundraiser. Oh, no. All right. Get this. A fundraiser, right? For the ice cream store. The ice cream store, actually does concessions. So, and then all the proceeds will then go to the ship to grow the business, right?
Yeah. No.
Anyway, I'm getting in my head of myself. So, where can we rent a
When we
ship?
get back to finish streams, we'll talk about another play, and we can have that be the main factor. Kalia says to you, because Tor has no idea what play you guys are talking about.
That's true.
that's true. Nazintor had been gone for a couple of
Tor is
days.
watching all of this talk about plays and ice cream shops. He did meet the ice cream shop owner, but he's just rolling his eyes and trying to not talk as he looks down on everyone else in the group right now.
Also, I will say I think it is pretty funny that Treefell is enthusiastically talking about growing the ice cream empire, even though he was
Against it before.
against the play and stuff, and he was like, "Wait, the play can grow the ice cream. It's okay." All right. Well, I'm not too familiar with this port city, but I assume if we go to the shore, we'd probably find a ship. Yes.
I would go to the docks before the shore, personally.
Just there on the beach going, where is it?
It's like, what do you mean? That's what I did. There was a dinghy there. I was on a rowboat with 3 other
Right.
people. That's how I got
Zentor's gonna
across.
start wandering off, trying to look for a dock, while Kalia is looking at Treefo, going, "What?"
What, is that not normal?
I mean, most people go to a port to get passage on a ship, but apparently you can just go to the shore and ships just magically appear. Wish I had that ability.
Yeah, it was like an old fishing boat, you know?
Oh,
Okay, never mind.
wait. You rode an old fishing boat all the way from the north to here
Yes.
by yourself.
Sure.
Where is the fishing boat now?
It's
That's a
actually
good question.
it's actually not even necessarily from the north to there. He actually traveled.
It was actually from west to east, yeah.
Yeah, so he traveled down, over to the other continent. Right, there's kind of a land bridge
Yeah,
that connects it. He traveled down to that and then just kind of puddle hopped.
You could have. We could have had a free boat already. Oh well.
Well, it wasn't my boat.
Well, do you think the person who owned the boat knows where it is anymore?
Maybe?
For someone who is supposed to be very good, I feel like you've done more evil than most of us here have.
So, Spartacus, Corin, and Radgrid all offered to stay behind with the cart and donkey, because right now your plans as to what you're going to do with it are kind of rocky, and they'd rather it not be taken or anything else, right? And Spartacus tells this story of how he was awarded the best cart watcher back in his town of gnomes and whatnot. He says that he was very, very famous for how well he could watch and you can just see as Corin and Radgrid roll their eyes at the next story that he's about to tell.
Wonderful. Well, we do need to take care of that too, then, I assume.
Feel free to start working on our passive income in gold. We're okay with that. We appreciate it, guys. Thank you for your help.
Thanks. Do we have any donkey babysitters in this town? Maybe that we can leave the cart with them.
I'm just leaving it all with them for sure. I trust Corin. I trust Corin enough that he doesn't think they're gonna wander off without coming back at some point.
Yeah, probably not. I mean, if they did, we'd have a few words to be done out of the table.
I do not trust the other two, but that's only because they've already nearly killed me once in a giant forest fire.
It's true. Just make sure they don't have any Wait, hold on. And I go back to the cart and I take all the matches.
And now Kalia's the one looking confused, going, "When were you guys in a giant forest fire?"
I don't know, but apparently it's a long story.
It's a very long story. I will explain that one to Treefell and Kalia on the way on the ship to the north.
Well, not to mention that Corin also has no idea what's going on either. Corin
And
was also
Corin
not
too.
there.
Yeah. We'll explain that story to everyone at some point when we're all together. In fact, I'm going to just say that we probably would have explained the story on the 3-week journey.
Around the campfire or something.
Yeah, that makes
That would have
sense.
been a good way of like, so how did you all meet again? Oh, we nearly died in a giant forest fire.
Well, you met before that.
Yeah, but you know.
That was
that's kinda
after
what
you guys were
jumps out at
pals.
That's kind of what jumps out as the whole, like,
That's the
Eldath came into the picture thing.
That's the real bonding moment, you know, when you and your friends like almost die in a forest fire.
When one of your friends shoots a firebolt at the other friend to try to stop them from pouring a bunch of alcohol all over a wooden treehouse. Yeah. That's bonding moments right there. And then you are forced to do the only thing you can think of as the fire is catching up to you. And you hold a magic rock to the sky, hoping it'll do something. It's pretty much how that happened. That's like word for word how our first meeting of Eldath went.
Yep, that's pretty accurate, to be honest. Well, anyway, I guess to the docks then.
Does this town have a skyport?
Skyport? So, okay.
I'm like literally Nazintor is still on this I want an airship idea, so he is scanning the skies right now.
So, so let me explain a little piece of the world mechanics. Airships are a relatively new invention.
Okay.
So most places don't have an airport yet. But a lot of people know about the airships because of how cool they are and just the overall hustle and bustle about them.
That's why we need one. It'll build up our ice cream rep. Everyone will know that this is the ice cream airship. It'll be great. We can use music to like lure people to our airship too. It'll be great.
Oh man, we need a bard. We gotta find a bard.
So in this particular city, no, there is not an airport.
Are there ships flying around in the sky? That's the next question.
Well, so
It is a city, so I'm hoping that there's at least one around.
it was kind of it's kind of just after you're leaving the group when you see above you is in fact an airship, right? Big red painted hull and everything else. It kind of just comes and just kind of lands couple, a mile or so away from you, but it just lands in the middle of the street. Right? And you and everybody else around you has stopped to watch this. Right? I think of, like, a couple months ago, we were just driving along and we see a hot air balloon in the sky. And we're like, what the heck? And it's got the Chick-fil-A logo on it.
Wait, what?
Yeah, it's just this huge air balloon with the Chick-fil-A logo on it. And so my mom and I are like, well, we got to go see, right? Because it's just kind of floating above some houses and whatnot. So we go over there and, of course, everyone's come out of their houses. Everyone else who was driving around and saw it has now come and parked to watch this thing just land in the middle of a street. There was a Chick-fil-A van there waiting for it. But So it's just kind of because it's the Chick-fil-A that's right across from Costco on
Oh yeah.
State Street.
Yeah.
Right. It was really close to that. Okay, so there's Michael saying he can't make it. So anyway, so it's kind of that same feeling, right? So anyway, so I assume that hot air balloon came from that Chick-fil-A, and they just wind caught them or something, and they just landed in the middle of the neighborhood, right? So anyway, so it's that same feeling where everybody is looking at it, and you even there's even some people that kind of start running so that they can go and see it land. So what do you do?
My character is just gonna watch in awe because I don't think he's ever seen anything like it. So I'd say he's just watching from a distance. I'd honestly even say like, honestly, I feel like he'd be reaching for like a javelin or something, and then maybe think no, we're probably fine. We're probably
Big
fine.
whale.
Like a little bit of his hometown Goliath came out a little bit.
Kalia's definitely awestruck, going, "Why is there a ship in the sky? And this seems weird, but cool." And then Azintor's just greedily thinking, "Okay, best infiltration point. It looks like I could climb up into one of those gun ports, probably get in, but there's probably going to be enough guards that I don't think I can do this on my own. Man, I really wish I were part of the Thieves Guild still, because I'm sure I could convince them that stealing this airship would be a good idea."
Oh gosh.
So Azintor is muttering to himself a lot and like noting obvious points of like where he could stow away on the airship.
That would be really cool, but the thing is that my character could technically can't know about it, otherwise he might have an objection to it.
Oh yeah, that's why he's keeping it silent in his head right now.
Huh. Well, what
I do want. Azintor would say, "Let's go see what's going on." I'm kind of curious with what the deal with the airship is. Like, what if we find we should try to make allies to help with this demon invasion.
Yeah, I'd say
Person who owns an airship actually could be a legitimate ally who could help us transport troops 2-3 streams if a demon invasion breakout actually happens, and if we're unable to stop this thing quick enough.
I mean, yeah, that makes sense. Plus, I'd like to see what's going on there anyway. I mean, why are they landing a giant airship here anyway? Let's go see what's going on. Are there people coming out of the airship and things like that, or are they just kind of
so right now
an
you're
emergency landing, or what's
right
going on?
now you're about a mile away, so you got to run over there to look.
Okay.
So you can't tell currently.
And this isn't in the direction of the docks, right? Or
it's about north of where you're at right now is where it so no, it's not, but it's about north. You good?
may have just swallowed.
Swallow, then breathe.
Oh no.
Swallow, then breathe.
Okay.
Whew, we're good.
All right. So the north is where the docks are. We're kind of in the area of the docks right now, and then it parked a mile away from us.
So so the docks are probably also about a mile away from you, to the west.
Okay.
So you can head a mile to the north, or you can head a mile to the west, to the docks.
What if we kind of go northwest, try to see if we can figure out what's going on with the airship, and then cut to the docks, since that's still our main goal?
I mean,
Or do you want to, should we just focus on this airship right now?
Honestly, I like to see what's just going on. You know, I mean,
Okay.
we've been gone for 3 weeks. So what's another 20-minute walk?
All right, let's go see what's going on with the airship then.
Okay. So you quickly rush and follow the group of people that are all headed towards the airship as well. When you kind of cut through the crowd and there's kind of an opening, not necessarily a town square, but just kind of an opening in the street where you would assume like festivals or something happen in, is just this huge gargantuan airship, right? That's just it's hovering about 2 feet above the ground or something. It's just hovering there.
It fits in the streets?
Mm-hmm. It's a big, I mean, like I said, it's a big opening square type of a deal.
Okay.
I mean, I'd imagine the thing would be the width of 3 cars or something like that. I don't know.
It's probably a bit closer to, width-wise?
Yeah.
Yeah, width-wise is probably about 4 cars.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I can see the size.
I'm imagining like a Fire Nation metal ship thing. So
Oh,
I'm like,
yeah.
this seems like,
Like a
way too
Zeppelin?
big for a city. All right, maybe I'm just not imagining the right size of airship then.
Yeah,
Does it look like a Zeppelin? Does it look like
sort of
a?
like
Yeah,
this.
that would.
So this is 80 feet by 20 feet.
Okay.
Okay.
Does it look like a Zeppelin? Does it look like a normal boat ship but in the
normal
air?
boat ship in the air.
Okay.
Okay.
Got it.
Normal boat ship in the air. Yeah, so it's
With sails and everything.
yeah.
Okay, makes sense. I have the image. We can
Okay.
continue.
So it's hovering about 2 feet above the ground. It is scary close to some of the buildings, I will say. Right? Like, I mean, it is big, but so it hasn't necessarily hit any of the buildings, but whoever is in charge wasn't necessarily worried about the buildings, it seems. It's about the time that you come up to the square and get a visual of it that you see. You kind of just see a large group of people coming out of it down the what's the board plank thing that they walk down.
The plank? I don't know.
don't know.
What do you call that?
Well, if it's an airship, I'd call it more like just a ramp.
Yeah.
Okay, ramp
yeah.
is a
We'll
good
just call it a
word.
ramp.
Ramp
I'm sure
is
there's
a
Like
good
a
word.
landing ramp. Like
I'm
it'd be
sure
like
there's a technical term.
Right. So anyway, so they're walking down this ramp, right, and there's probably 11 people or so on here.
Are they all in uniform, or do they look different? Like, does this look like a airship that's dropping off passengers, or does this look like a private-owned, like some military or like
Big wig.
some bigwig who likes to dress his people all the same type of a deal?
So, so you start counting, being the more methodical one. You start counting, right, and you count 10 big burly men. They're all in uniform, and one woman that is dressed very extravagantly, right? I mean, beautiful dress. Her hair is done up, and yeah, had to make sure. So hair is done up beautifully. I mean, she is just a walking portrait. Absolutely gorgeous, but she is surrounded by these 10 guards, is what you assume from it. Each of them armed with at least 2 swords, and it looks like they probably also have potions and whatnot. Like they're not
messing around.
they're not messing around.
Does she look like a leader, more like royalty? Like, what kind of a vibe are we getting from her? Or is she just extremely rich? Like, that makes
So
sense?
from the crowd around you, you hear mixed reactions, right? There are some people like, "Oh, she's so pretty," and other people are like, "Oh, not again," right? Type of a deal, right? And she comes down the ramp and just starts heading towards what looks like kind of a shopping gala, with shops and other things in that area, right? And once she starts to leave, the people start to kind of disperse a little bit.
Okay.
Some people are still admiring the ship, but you see that most people aren't necessarily paying attention to her anymore.
I see. I'm assuming that we're now standing in a crowd, right?
Mhm.
I'm just gonna lean to like the nearest person, just so like, hey, I'm new here. Who is this lady? Who is that?
So you lean towards kind of a just kind of a middle-aged man, right? And he says, "Oh, that's Mara Amblecrown. Mostly just some rich, pompous something or other that likes to flaunt what she's got."
I know the type. All right.
Does she look young or older?
She's relatively young.
All right. so
Probably in
she's
her
just playing
30s.
with Daddy's money. Got it.
Eat the rich. Eat the. Anyway.
What was her name again? Mara.
Mara Amblecrown. A-M-B-L-E Crown.
What? Huh?
Amblecrown. A-M-B-L-E.
Ample crown. What was the first name?
Mara. M-A-R-A.
Got it. Mara. Okay. Anyway. Okay. My gosh. All right. Cool. Is there Can I do like an insight check or something just to see like what her vibe is? Like, or I mean, I could just cast detect evil and good or something just to make sure.
Sure. Remind me. I mean, you could do either, whichever one
Uh,
fits your fancy.
Might as well. Let's do detect evil and good. I will have it on me for 10 minutes.
Okay.
And how it works is that if there's any aberration, celestial, elemental, fey, fiend, or undead within 30 feet, I will know that and where they're located.
Got it.
And if you know there's a place, and if there's any place that is consecrated or desecrated, I also know that.
Okay.
And it will penetrate most barriers, but blocked by stone, like a foot of stone, an inch of metal, a sheet of lead, or 3 feet of wood and dirt.
Yep.
That is a complicated spell. I will cast that.
Okay.
And just check the vibes. See what's going on with her and her posse. Do I detect any...
Oh, that's true. I was waiting for a roll. Nope, you're... I'm just...
Listen, I get it.
Sitting here just like, oh, yep,
Yeah.
yep, sound good.
Sure, yeah.
All right, cast it.
I did it.
Sorry. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
I
We'll
forget
have
that's one that like just doesn't require anything. You just
Yeah. Just
so,
a vibe check.
So you don't detect any of those creatures.
Oh, good. Checking for demons. Just making sure.
No, totally fair. Yeah, and there's all kinds of stuff in that box, so feel free to dig around and see what you like. Of course, he found the Starburst, so he's found what he likes.
Yeah. I mean, I had a giant pile of Starburst there, so.
You do. I mean, there is a church just directly behind you, so that is obviously a consecrated area. But that's about all you get.
Okay, very nice. Well, I have that on me for the next 10 minutes, so I'm just gonna start walking around to see if I find anything. Okay. Well, that was cool and all, but maybe we should just go to the docks now. I don't, can't see any crimes going on.
While this is going on, Zintor just wants to clock the airship and look for any type of obvious points where he can get in, sneak aboard without being seen, and potentially maneuver around.
Okay.
And right now, in this busy crowd, if there's a chance for him to get into it, he wants to.
Do you want to go ahead and roll a...
Stealth? I don't know.
So you want to
Well, you're
basically just
looking.
kind of walk the perimeter of it.
Stake it out first, and if I get a chance, I want to try to get into it.
Okay. Go ahead and roll a... roll a perception check. Is what we'll call it.
Yep.
I'm going back and forth between perception, investigation, but I think it's big enough. We'll call it perception.
Yeah.
No, that's not gonna be good.
Ooh.
That's a 3. So his perception is that's a 5.
Okay.
Sure is an airship.
So you walk around it, and you probably spend 5 minutes or so just kind of looking it up and down. All you can see is really the only way to get on it is by that ramp. It's, where it's floating a couple feet off the ground, and then it's just kind of this solid hull all the way up until you get to really almost the deck. It would be very hard. About the end of that 5 minutes, there's a voice that calls down to you from the top. Hey, lizard! Back up! Right, and you look up and you see there's someone in the same regalia that was escorting Mara. You get the sense that he's probably been watching you for the last couple of minutes, and he's getting weary of how close and how long you've been looking at the ship.
I'm just gonna walk away. Mentally note that dude dies if I ever get out of there.
Oh boy!
I'll remember that voice for now until the end of this campaign.
He's gonna be the final boss. Just you wait.
Oh, yeah, I'll kill him.
He's the Demon King in disguise.
No, not guard number 15.
Good. Guard number
Just-
15 is the one I'm looking
Just
for
like,
now.
hello, lizard.
We meet again. Oh my gosh.
Right.
Okay.
So what do you want to do?
Let's just go back to the docks.
Yeah, I agree.
Keep
And-
that, if we do, Amber Crown.
Amble.
Amble Crown family could be someone that we could potentially work with if things get dire in this invasion.
That is true. Okay. Well, yeah, I'd say let's just walk to the docks, see what's going on there.
Yeah.
See what the kind of ships they're doing. Yeah. And walking, and I don't know how long it takes, if it takes more or less than 10 minutes, but of course always scouting with the spell going.
You really don't notice anything out of the ordinary with your spell within the 10 minutes that you have it. Half of it would have been spent waiting for Nazintor to finish up his investigation of the ship.
To be honest, I would have assumed that he would have just gone without and like not even told anyone he was doing that, so I didn't even know if I would have waited for it. It's like, yeah, he's probably scouting somewhere.
Kalia is sticking with Trifel more than Nazintor at the current moment, so she's following Trifel around, and Nazintor is probably starting to catch up to the group after doing his thing.
Yeah. But, okay, cool.
Yeah, so you're probably about 20 minutes away from the dock. You travel it, and for the time that your spell is up, you don't notice anything out of the ordinary.
Okay. There are no demons nearby. Good news.
Just every so often, there are no demons.
The area is secure.
Praise me. I am the best. I can imagine a cult leader just every so often. It's like, every hour on the hour, he's like,
There are no demons.
there are no demons. Praise me. All praise. Right, and then they all just go back about there. Anyway.
Like King Julian.
Defeat. What did I tell you about defeat? Who wipes?
Maurice?
Maurice. My sweet luscious feet.
Oh my god.
Alright.
Sorry, you
Anyway.
did that one to yourself.
At the docks.
Dogs, let's go.
What can we
dang it.
find
Now I want to
ship-wise?
make.
What can we find ship-wise?
Now I want to make King Julian an NPC.
No, don't. We can't handle it. Too much.
If he's the size of King Julian in Madagascar,
The
Nazintor is
freaks.
kicking him off of a freaking roof.
Fun him.
What are you doing here, freaks? Anyway, okay. Sorry. Moving on. Okay. So, we're at the docks. Just your typical run-of-the-mill docks, made of wood, but I mean, they're pretty big. I mean, you're looking at quarter mile in either direction, right? So, I mean, overall, the docks take up a half mile of just kind of the seashore.
Nazintor's just gonna say to Kalia, I think this is probably in your wheelhouse. You came from like a port town or something, right? She's just like, yeah, I came from the water plane of existence, so I know ships pretty well. Alright, can you find us a ship that can get us to the north? Go. And then she's going to start looking and just try to see what she can figure out and find. Unless, Trifel, do you happen to, have any ideas of...
I
what to do
longingly
here?
at the beach, hoping to find another shipping boat.
He's just a mile down the way, just like on the beach. Come on. There's gotta be one.
So the other two are just going to say, alright, well, he's no help, so
So-
let's go find a ship from...
So there's
Is there like a dock master we could talk to that might know about it?
I was just about to bring that up. Thank you. So in order to get onto the docks, right, there's kind of just this big, probably 50 feet across walkway, right? And
Pier?
what's that?
Is it pier the word you're looking for?
Pier might be the word. Yeah. So that's really the only way on or off, right? Everyone else just kind of travels the half mile,
Okay.
either way, or the quarter mile, excuse me. And there is kind of a stand there that you can tell most likely belongs to the dockmaster. When you approach it, you see there this big hulking figure with their back turned towards you, working on something at this bench there.
Male or female? Can we tell?
It's hard to tell. Do you want to roll a perception check?
Yes, Kalia would love to roll a perception check. It's not going to be any better than Nazintor's. That was a 2, and that's going to mean it's It's a 6. Never mind. She's got a +4 on her perception.
Maybe should I try?
You're off on the beach.
Yeah, I'm on the beach. Who cares?
You wrote that in yourself.
I did.
You know to come back and help us. Yes. I get
Okay.
it, but-
Anyway, I walk by like, hey guys, what's going on?
We're trying to figure out the gender of the person right
Why,
there.
why don't you just go up and ask you in Grace?
I was wondering. I don't like. We're gonna go up and talk to him anyways. I was just wondering if I could tell from like as I was walking.
No, I mean, and this is a big hulking, like over 6 foot, huge biceps type of a
What
person.
can I,
Brother.
Can we see like race? What they are?
You would assume human.
Okay. Do I assume human because I see a big tall thing? I think.
Well, I mean, you can see like the back of the
Oh, okay,
biceps
yeah.
are, you know, first off rippling,
Yeah.
but then they're just kind of white, and I mean,
human. Okay,
they're
got it.
pretty human looking biceps.
You never know. Just making sure.
I'm just gonna walk up. Hello, Doc Master. I assume. Or no, I probably wouldn't know it was Doc. I would go, hello, sir, to see how they react.
Excuse us. We're looking for a ship.
The figure stops, turns around, it's ma'am, right? And you just see before you just this huge woman.
Oh,
I mean,
my apologies.
absolutely gigantic.
I see my
Saw that one
apologies.
coming, so I was trying to figure out if I could figure it out before that happened.
All right. Well,
She's like, well, no harm done. What can I do?
we're looking for a ship heading up to the north. Do you know of any ships going that direction?
Also, nice to meet you. I'm Kalia. What's your name?
Checks my notes. Nope. Oh shoot, I got those mixed up.
Is this?
Oh, was
supposed to be
this one was
Mara?
supposed? Was this one supposed to be Mara?
one's Mara. The other one was Emeth Middleton.
Okay, you're gonna have to give me a second.
We
here.
we can keep those switched.
Yeah,
Like,
let's
it's
keep it
honestly
switched.
not a
Okay.
huge.
Might as well keep it switched.
It's not a huge deal. So I was like, huh, that's a very masculine sounding name for, you know, a noble person like that. And I'm looking, I'm like, oh, that's why.
Emith Middleton.
Emeth. Immith.
M-I-T-H.
Imith.
And the
Middleton. Middle. Ton. Ton.
Great.
So this is Emeth Middleton. I really screwed myself up. The one time when I spend the time to plan ahead.
Oops.
Then I mix up names for.
Throw the table over. It's over.
All right, everyone get up.
Campaign's over, guys.
Anyway.
Go home.
Emeth Middleton, and you say you're looking for a ship to the snowy north.
Yes,
that
ma'am.
would be right.
Well, I'm sorry to say there aren't many ships heading that way right now.
I mean, I'm okay with
That's fair.
Things up in the north are, well, this is about the time that winter is hitting hard up there.
I'm all too familiar.
I would assume so, right? And I mean, you're like almost eye level with her. Like she's
Yeah.
a little bit shorter than you.
Yeah, I mean, I'd say, all right, well, I mean, you said there's not that many. Does that mean there's still, a ship?
Yeah, how many is not many? Is there more than one, or is it just one?
It's and she kind of starts flipping through some of her papers there in front of her. Hold on. I have a thing. Hold on.
The thing.
The great thing.
Quick, look at the thing. Oh, it's another DM screen. That's really cool, actually.
Yeah. I'll need to show you this one sometime.
Oh. He's rolling dice. Oh, no.
Well, whatever happens, Treefell's getting pushed to the ground first, and everyone else is running away after that.
Wait, why?
Well, we've already established.
Oh,
I
wait,
already
no.
have I have two characters. You have one. So that's just how this works.
Just by the numbers game, like, there's gonna be a winner here, right?
So obviously, those two are just going to gang up on you at any minute. She, she's looking. She's like, well, there's the Dandy Wanderer. According to this, that's supposed to head out in a couple of days. Suppose I could probably put you in contact with their captain.
Oh, yes, that would be wonderful, actually. Thank you.
Can you point out which ship that is just currently? Like, can we see it from here?
she looks out. She's like, and again references her papers there in front of her and says, "It's on slot number 50, way down the way."
Oh,
Okay.
right by the beach. I knew it. I'm just kidding.
Because I assume, I don't know, so Kalia would know more about this potentially. She lived in a tropical area, but she would have heard that some ships up north have to have ways of dealing with ice caps or ice flows potentially.
Yeah.
So she would know if that ship is actually equipped to handle going to the north. Because I don't want to go on a ship that says it's going to the north and then gets capsized the first time it runs into an iceberg.
Yeah, that's fair.
Would she know that? Do you think, or is that out of her wheelhouse?
So where she's from, the elemental or the water elemental.
It'd definitely
That's
be
a
more
question.
tropical. It'd be more of a tropical.
That's what I figured too. So she may not know necessarily about ice and the consequences that it can have on ships. So I would say that she wouldn't know that particular, but she would know a lot about ships.
Got it.
She would at least be able to know if the ship is actually worth trying
Like
to
in
get.
condition, good condition.
Yeah.
So because she'll still go, she just won't know if like it can actually survive the north or not. But she can at least say that ship doesn't look like it's going to make it out of the port. Maybe we don't want to go on it. Yeah.
Yeah. So so she points it out to you, and it's a ways out there. It's pretty far down the dock. But she says that she's like, well, the captain is Oliver Pasher.
Right.
So I don't know where you can find him. I know he is a bit of a drinker, so you might be able to go check the tavern. The Violet Cavern is, I believe, the one that he frequents.
Okay. Great.
Violent or violet?
Violet, like the color.
Violet captain.
All right. So you'd say we're better off finding him at the tavern than the ship?
Try both.
All right. Sounds good to me.
Considering that it's about noon, he might be at the tavern. Or he might be at a ship.
That's fair. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate that.
If you don't mind moving, I've got people behind you.
Yes, of course. And
Yep.
I start walking.
Thanks for your time. Just walk. Let's go stake out. Let's go just check out the ship first.
Yeah, that sounds good to me.
And if it looks like the ship, we'll see if he's on the ship. And if the ship looks like it's actually worth going on, we can at least try and secure passage.
Yeah, that sounds good to me.
So,
To slot 50.
slot 50 it is, and
Onward
I
we
don't
go.
know if these things are actually numbered or not, or if we're just counting them in our heads, hoping to not screw up
That
which
could
one
be
is
it.
50.
She just says slot 50 and it was like, wait, where did the number start?
I'm also gonna look to see if they have if the ships have pretty easy to see names, because if that's the case, we can also just look for the Dandy Wanderer
True.
on the side of the ship. If they all have pretty easy to tell names, then we'll kind of follow along till we see which one says Dandy Wanderer as well.
Okay. So the slots are not numbered that you can tell.
Wow.
And in terms of the name, it varies, right?
Oh,
Some of
good.
them very clear, very easy to see. Others, right? And I mean, there's also a large variety of ships as well, right? I mean, you've got some keelboats, you've got, sailing ships, you've got cargo ships, you've got all kinds of stuff.
How many aircraft carriers do we have?
Aircraft,
Oh my-
aircraft carriers.
I'm kidding.
A grand total of none. Zip, zilch, nada, nothing, zero.
You lose. Good day, sir.
You good day, sir.
I mean, that is a pretty sick idea, though, with the airships. But
Just,
anyway.
oh my gosh! Except I'm putting it in D&D terms, and so imagine a ship that sails on the water
With more
that
ships on it.
that has just airships on top of it.
I think this sounds like an idea
That would
I'm
be
going to try to make work in this
That would be
world.
sick as hell.
But it's also
It'd be
so
a massive
redundant.
floating island, basically.
Yeah, but
And
I mean,
it'd
it's
be
also
legit.
it would also be so redundant because you could just put the airship in the water and it could just be a ship.
No.
But
New gold becomes so massively rich in this game, we can do something like that and not care at all about it.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, that's hilarious. Oh man, if the airships were not designed as ships, though, like 10 out of 10, there would totally be one.
I'm just, but no, like, I mean, yeah, you could make it work. Like, you could totally make it work, right? And not to mention that you could, it's like he said, a floating island, right? So people come in and they dock their ship there, and they can go to the tavern. They can get a room for the night. They can, take a break. They can walk, just all
That's
kinds
true.
of stuff.
Congratulations, you've given me a new level 20 goal to reach.
That's
Right?
That is pretty sick. I mean, it doesn't even have to be airships. It could just be normal ships. Like, we're running low on supplies. Let's go to the floating island over there.
Yeah, but you do that. But anyway, I just there's a lot of different places that you could take that particular idea.
That's sick.
and it would still be oddly weird and redundant, but like
It's D&D. This
It's
entire world is
D&D.
weird and redundant. What are you talking about?
okay. So anyway, so you kind of go down, mentally counting, and you get to somewhere like 80 something, and you actually do see, or no, actually, well, hold on. Okay, so what you sorry, there's a whole lot of stuff that one day might make sense to you.
Okay.
Okay, sorry. So you see the Dandy Wanderer on eventually, right? And you've counted like 80 in your head or something like that, right? You may have lost count somewhere along the line or whatnot. You don't know, so you have no idea what her numbering system is. But you do find the Dandy Wanderer there. What do you do?
Kalia's gonna look at it and see the condition it's in.
Yeah,
Can you tell,
I'd
is it
look
in
at it as
decent
well.
sailing condition, or does it look like they just got attacked by a kraken and they're, trying to keep it in floating in the dock because it's, about to capsize?
Overall, it looks like it's in good condition.
Yeah.
I'd say that one's pretty easy to tell. In terms of what type of ship it is, roll a perception check.
Can I say I'd do the same?
Sure.
That's a 6.
That's 15.
Okay.
Yeah,
Because that
so
makes sense,
it's
because you don't have a whole lot of
Yeah,
experience
I have no idea what's going on.
with ships and whatnot.
Like,
but you
wow,
can definitely
what a
look and
nice
be
looking
like,
ship.
what kind of a boat is this? Ah, yes, a boaty one. Right? Like,
I mean, it's technically an 11, if that makes it any... If I call it at least a ship instead of a boat, at the very least.
what kind of a ship is
Boaty
this?
ship.
Yeah, a boaty ship.
It's a boaty kind of ship.
Right. And you said 17 for Kalia?
16.
16. That's close. So, you would maybe consider this to be more of like a warship, right? Warships just being that, and there have been times where people have converted warships into other types of ships, cargo and whatnot. This one you would say is a warship, meaning that it has thicker hull, more.
It's gonna be slower.
No, actually, they're relatively fast. Right, which is why it's kind of a favorite. But it's also more resilient, can withstand more bashing and bruising and whatever else might happen to a ship. So I mean, Kalia would, she knows what ice is and she has a good idea of it. So like, if you kind of talk to her about that, Kalia would probably know, or she'd probably be able to say that, yeah, this would probably be just fine for the snowy north.
I think this looks like if we can get passage on this ship, it'd be okay.
Okay. I trust you, because I have no idea what's going on.
I don't know anything about the captain and if he'll let us or not, but we'll have to try and see. So I'm going to yell up at the ship and say, "Hey! Excuse me! We're looking to pay passage to the north?" Kalia does. This is all Kalia.
Oh, is that what Kalia sound?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought that was Nazinto. I'm
Yeah,
kidding.
sorry.
I'm going
kidding.
to...
I'm kidding.
And my character will not question it, because I assume that's just how people greet each other on ships.
What do you mean? Weren't you on a ship? I mean, the
She's
one
not
you
gonna
found
walk
on the
up on
beach
the
and
gangplank and get killed by someone. She's gonna
No,
be
I know.
more respectful.
Yeah, of course.
After probably about 30 seconds or so, right, head pops out.
Just like out of a porthole. Hey. Just kidding. I'm joking, I promise.
You're good.
Is Captain Oliver on board? I don't know if that matters.
I'm trying to see where.
Oh, okay. one problem with only being two of us. Leaving
I mean, there's
sucks.
technically three of us.
Yeah. But like, I
Where did
want to go
the notes
refill my drink.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, is it over here? Ah.
You found it.
I'm like, where the heck are my notes? Like I said, the one time where I plan ahead and I take notes because I've had so much time to do it. Right. Anyway, so a head pops up. So you're looking at the front of it. Now I can't remember because I also did research on ships, so I could know what the different sides and whatnot were. Because I wanna be authentic.
Appreciate you.
Give me just a second. Ah, the bow. That makes sense. So the front. So you're looking at the front of it, the bow. And so a head kind of pops up, over top the bow and is looking down at all of you. And again, big ship. I have the dimensions for it. But head pops up, and you see you see a bald man, bald face, seems to have relatively no hair. He does thankfully have eyebrows, but and you can tell he's also not even wearing a shirt either. Like, he's just very anyway,
Rugged.
very rugged looking, right? And right, and he's got a little bit of a confused look. What do you want?
We're looking for passage up to the north.
What,
Going to my homeland.
You'll want to talk to the captain
Is he on board or is he elsewhere?
elsewhere. I'm the first mate.
Oh, okay. Thank you, sir.
What's your name?
Salty Fingers.
Okay. First mate, Salty Fingers. Got it. Right, we'll go talk to the captain. Thank you.
Aye. And the head kind of
Seems like
disappears
good.
again.
Seems like a good lot.
Yeah.
To the tavern. Wait, we don't know where the tavern is. I go up to someone and ask, hey, do you know where the tavern is?
You just kind of approach a dockhand that's, younger. He's probably a teenager. He's like, yeah, it's my father's there all the time. He if you just head back along the dock and you pass the dockmaster, once you get up to the second street, then you're gonna take a right and head down that way for about 3 or 4 streets. Then you're gonna take a left and then an immediate right, and then you're gonna go that way for about a quarter mile, and then you're gonna take a left and then a left again, and then I think it's a third left, and then it'll be on your right. No, left. Or is that the other one? Right. It just stops.
I just sit there as stoically as possible, pretending not to be annoying.
My father goes to so many, I don't remember anymore. But try that one.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, young man. What was your name? I'm so sorry, Jeremy.
I got it. Hold on.
Okay.
I'm Barnett.
Barney.
Is there a map of the town around?
I don't know.
Okay, and like Kalia can't see one just anywhere.
No, I don't think that maps are too frequent.
Yeah, it's
to
not
be
like
seen.
this might not be like a touristy place. Well, did you
Yeah.
get that? Because because I
Here's
didn't.
my thing. Her background is an outlander wanderer, so she has an excellent memory for maps and geography and can always recall the general layout of terrain, settlements, and other features around you.
So she's got this. She's got the directions down
So I feel
pat.
like she should be able to figure out how to get there, even if his directions are completely convoluted, without too much of an issue. But I don't know if that's how that works or not.
Because it specifies that she's great with directions and whatnot, where he gave directions, like she can take you exactly to that spot that he just said.
Okay.
Um,
Did you get that? Because I didn't. Great. Thank you.
Is it the correct tavern, or are we going on a goose hunt for the actual tavern?
you asking me or you asking Barnett?
No, you as the DM. Like, if we walk that direction that he told us, do we end up at the Violet Captain, or are we ending in some other random tavern?
Let's see. Let's go walk.
We'll find out.
Let's go.
Let's go.
We walk.
That's
Well, that's what I mean.
metagaming.
That's what I'm saying. Like we're walking there now.
Oh, okay.
Like
Yeah.
sorry.
Yeah. Hey, Jeremy.
When we
if
show
like,
up
do
there,
this, like,
where
will
are
die?
we?
Thanks for telling me.
No.
Is this going to be a waste of our time? I don't know. Find out.
Hey, Jeremy. If we look
Sorry.
for an ice cream store,
I
would we
meant-
find one?
So you meant we go there?
We
what do
went.
we
We
see?
go there. What do we see? That is exactly what I mean.
No worries.
Like, is this a waste of our time or not? In the fact of like, did we just waste an hour walking and following this dude's directions or not?
no, yeah. So this is the right tavern.
Oh, good.
Oh, good.
Because I'm not about to try to find the right tavern if that's the directions we're getting from people.
What a good young man.
And there's Torch just like, that dude just saved his own life. He's lucky.
Oh gosh.
I'm kidding.
Are you sure you were part of the thieves guild? And not the
And like the assassins.
You may have a freelance as an assassin on the side. You
Ah.
don't know.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. On brand.
Just holds grudges. Let's just put it that way. But yeah, so we walk into the Violet Captain. And the first thing that Kalia is going to do, forgetting about the ship captain completely, is going to go ask what their most unique drink is.
Ooh.
She's a foodie. She has to always get the most unique thing at any place she goes to that is a restaurant that has food in it.
That's true.
That's why the fire ice cream is such a good idea.
Oh, not that one. Give me just a second here. I have it somewhere.
He's looking up the Denny's menu. I'm just kidding.
Let's see here.
Right. While you're looking it up, I'm going to go get some more water.
Okay. I'm thinking I might need some too, so. Man, where did it go? Oh, there it is. Alright, that's fun.
Nice.
I'm gonna come grab me water real quick too.
Yeah, I'll go as well.
Alright, I guess we'll pause this then. Be right back. Okay, and we're back. Okay. So you walk into the tavern.
Bar tavern.
So, you know, a dragonborn, a Goliath, and a water genasi walk into a bar.
You think the third one would have ducked, right? Like, I'm a comedic genius.
You would think that the Goliath would see it coming.
Okay, we're good.
Alright. I missed you guys. We'll say that much. Thank you for coming.
Jeremy, you're a comedic genius. Oh my gosh.
Okay. You walk into the tavern, and the tavern keep standing behind the bar is a halfling. And you walk in. You walk in, and oh, well, top of the morning to all of you. Come, sit down. What can I do for you? Right, and Kalia comes up and asks for the best drink, right?
Most
And he's-
unique.
the signature drink.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, well, our signature. It's called Star Liquid.
Ooh.
Now, this is a gorgeous drink, it is. It's a very black drink, resembling the night sky.
Ooh.
And when you take it, you begin to observe the stars yourself.
I'm so in. Give me one. Give me two, actually. I want two.
So,
How much, though? Because she's got 40 gold, so she is broke as crap.
each of these will be 10 gold pieces.
Oh, yep.
Oh boy.
She just says, okay, just one.
Just a one, alright. I think that's how a lot of people react to it.
I
So
begin-
no worries there, Lassie.
I'm interested. Like, what's it made out of? What's going on in it?
Well, I don't want to reveal all my secrets, but let's have your friend taste this first, and she can give you a bit of the grand tour, I suppose.
Okay.
So he takes out.
Big glass. I hope it's a big glass.
It's like a shot glass. It's like a baby
I'm
shot
so
glass.
afraid it's gonna be a shot glass. Oh.
It's probably about the size of a health potion. So imagine a health potion is how I would say. So imagine a health potion, right? Does she drink it? So he takes
She
it out.
wants to preserve it, so she's gonna take sips of it, kind of try to make it last as long as she can.
Okay. So he takes out the glass, and he takes out this bottle, this very very black bottle, this black opaque, doesn't reflect anything, and he takes it and he pours it out, and you realize that the bottle itself is not what's black; it's the liquid inside. It's a clear bottle. So he pours out just this absolutely black liquid that fills up the cup, and he slides it over to Kalia.
Question for you, just so I know. I can't afford it now, but how much for that entire bottle? Like, if I wanted a full bottle of that stuff, how much would that be?
Oh, this whole thing cost me 200 gold.
Yeah, alright. Thank you.
Massive. I am sitting in wait to see how she reacts.
She just gonna sip it.
So if you were to drink this all in one go,
Are you supposed to drink it all? Actually, she's gonna ask him, how do I drink this?
He says, you typically how people drink it is for the best total experience. You want to just throw the whole thing back.
Bottoms up?
Bottoms up.
Bottoms up. She's going for it. Bottoms up.
As soon as the cup hits the tabletop again, you are immediately whisked away, and you are traveling through the universe, right? I mean, you are experiencing a wonderful journey just through the stars, as you're just zipping by all of these huge stars and wonderful glowing entities just all around you. You're experiencing this for an entire minute. Right, and Treefell and Azintar are just kind of watching as her eyes are just glazed over as she's looking all around
Just,
her.
like full catatonic. Like,
Yeah.
Like I like tap her shoulder. Does she react to it at all?
She doesn't react to it at all during this
Gone.
experience.
Okay.
So after the minute you come out of this, and I mean you're changed in a sense, right? Being a water genasi, you are not accustomed to anything of the sky. That was the stars in all of their magnificence.
I want another. And she's gonna throw down 10 more gold.
Another.
Literally, she's about to waste all 40 of the gold that she has left in her bank account right here on 4 minutes of pure bliss.
And he does. He pours you another drink.
Shot.
Another 10 down the drain. Do not give me cool freaking drinks, Jeremy, because I will never get out of the freaking tavern.
You ask, I provide. I don't know what you want from me.
Well, anyway,
This is awesome.
since you're catatonic, what do you just have? Like, I'll just take a water first off. Like, hope. But
sure.
do you have like a signature food instead? You know.
Oh, she's no way. You can't ask for the signature food without her. You know she's gonna have to try that one too.
She's completely.
You're catatonic.
She's currently in the midst, so you don't hear anything going on right
No,
now.
I'm talking to Zentor this
Yeah,
time.
of course.
Uh,
It was like, we'll figure it out.
for the most part, we got fish, dishes of all kinds. We have some squid. We have some tuna. We've got some. We have some merfolk, but some people are a bit how you reacted to that one. But where the money is where the food is.
Okay, when she comes out of her next coma, she's gonna want to hear the whole fish part all over again.
And it said, like, I just, after I'm like, okay. And then I just kind of look at her just being catatonic. I'm like, she probably wouldn't like that. Anyway, I'll take a tuna.
Sure.
I'll take a tuna.
A tuna steak.
And like my voice cracks exactly as I just did. Like, yeah, sure.
We're just gonna glaze over that fact.
We're gonna wait on that.
Oh Okay. I think I need to eat something now. Oh, that is the coolest feeling in the world. I'm gonna take one of those to go. How long can this store? Like, can I keep this with me and take it a month later and it'll still work? Or is this one of those, like, drink it within a day or you lose it?
No, it's got a pretty good shelf life. So you should be all right to put it into a bottle if you got an extra one. I'll happily pour it in there for you.
Do we have to like worry about like withdrawals or anything like that? like is that a concern?
Usually,
I know. I like whisper this to them without like.
So usually it's too expensive for them to get too far into it, but considering how unhinged she might be, I'm not sure. I haven't seen people drink too much because it usually empties their pouch pretty quick. But I'm not sure with this one.
Okay, don't worry. I'll keep an eye on her. Thank you.
And what do you have food-wise? Like, what's your menu look like?
I assume my food hasn't come out yet, right?
Not yet.
Because it's been like 30 seconds.
Well, for the most part, we got seafood. So I mean, your typical tuna or cod or anything like that. We got some squid. We do have merfolk, but some people are a bit more a bit hesitant towards
Merfolk
that.
is actually really good. I've had it before. I'm from the water plane of existence.
Yes, I'm fully
what
aware.
What do you expect from
But
me
there's-
other than every seafood in the
Like
existence I've tried?
That's the thing.
I
Okay,
am a
off the
foodie as
table.
well.
Off the table. It's just like you could spin that either way. It's just like if you're in the water plane, do you see merfolk as people or as enemy? Who knows? I don't know. I'm just gonna let her figure it out. So I'm just like, let's glaze over that.
In the water, I have eaten it. Put it that way.
Okay, cool. Makes sense.
What about water genasi? I'm a bit curious now.
No, because that would be considered cannibalism, but I'm sure other cultures have sell water genasi as a thing in the... You just have to be able to speak Merfolk, probably. Because usually they raid us, we raid them, and so, you know, I'm sure that they've eaten our dead and we've eaten their dead.
You know, off table. Man, what a symbiotic relationship. You know?
I'm gonna save that.
She is a foodie! She doesn't care! I have made that one clear from the start with Kalia. She will eat anything and not care about it.
I mean, that is true. You did drag, like, 4 winged demons to the ice cream store.
All right. So, would you like some merfolk, or what tickles your fancy?
How much is the merfolk here?
The merfolk, it's a bit more of a rare occurrence. It's probably about, again, another 10 gold pieces.
Oh my gosh, I can't afford that after that. Oh.
But I can whip up squid to taste pretty close to it.
I'll take the squid then. How much is that going to cost?
All right. Squid will be about 3 silver pieces.
Yeah, I can do that a lot easier.
Anyway, yes, tuna. I'll take tuna.
Tuna. All right. That'll be 5 gold, or 5 copper, sorry.
It's like, hello?
5 gold pieces right now.
Yes. Yes. Wait, was this a sir or ma'am?
This is a halfling male.
Yes, sir. Made the
Anyway,
mistake once, not making it again.
Well, but-
what's your name, good barkeeper? Good tavern keep? I don't know what to call you.
now I've got too many notes in front of me. Hold on. I'm gonna put some of them away here.
I'm gonna have to start putting in the signature food and drink of every place we freaking go to. Ugh.
That one was really cool. I'm quite pleased with that one. That was Egan Prettywood.
Egan
Sorry.
Prettywood.
I'm Egan Prettywood, at your service.
Egan Prettywood.
It's nice to meet you. My name is Kalia.
Hey, it's a pleasure to meet you as well.
The one that's not talking over there is Nazintor. He doesn't like people in general, so it's nothing personal.
So I don't recognize any of you. What brings you into town?
Business opportunities.
Oh, no.
We have discovered the newest restaurant that is going to be big all over the world. Have you ever heard of this thing called ice cream?
ice cream. Can't say that I have.
Okay. All right. I will make a mental note of this. Our first shipment, we will bring a supply to you and give you a taste of ice cream. I'm telling you right now, you're going to want to sell this thing as one of your signature dishes. It's so amazing. We can cut you a deal. We can get you in on the business side of things, get you in contact with the owner of the ice cream store. You could become the first distributor in this city of ice cream. And I'm telling you right now that that's not an opportunity you're going to want to take lightly. So you definitely are going to want to think about it. It's going to take us some time to get it set up. So you have plenty of time to think. I wish I had a sample to give you right now, but I don't. But we will send you a free sample. You will be one of our first customers. And I think you're going to love it.
What exactly is ice cream?
Yeah, I was about to say that funniest thing. Look at this huge business opportunity. What even is it?
Can you imagine just Shark Tank? They're like, this is going to be big. It's going to be huge. You're going to need to give me a lot of money so that I can give this to you. And they're like, what is it?
So ice cream is basically
The ShamWow. Guys, let me tell you about the ShamWow. It's going to be big. It's going to be huge. It's
You're
going to
gonna want it at every
You're
store.
going to want it everywhere that you go. You need the ShamWow. And they're like, what is ShamWow?
It's the greatest business opportunity you've ever seen in your life.
Sorry, go ahead. What is ice
Make
cream?
fun of you, I promise.
I know.
I know. I just can't think right now to actually describe what ice cream is because of everything else going on.
Well, you know cream or butter? Is that a thing in this world?
Yeah. It's cream or butter.
Cream. I think cream? Cream is closer.
Cream.
Imagine that, but
Well, it's ice cream.
yes.
So,
It's that, but cold.
ice cream. It is exactly how it sounds.
Okay. It is a dessert that is frozen
Surrounded by idiots.
and flavored with different flavors. Its texture is kind of a little bit like cream, but it's more it's thicker than
Custard.
cream.
It's like a
thicker than
custard.
Cream.
No, a custard is still it's still a frozen
something
treat.
thicker
It's
Describe
than
ice cream.
literally just tell them how you make it. You take cream, you add sugar and other flavorings to it,
I
and
don't know how
then
you
you freeze
make ice
it.
cream.
How do you describe ice cream in a
If I knew how to make ice cream, I would have told you
It's
that.
cream that you freeze. It's as it sounds. It is ice cream.
So I was right the first.
Yes, you were.
We take cream and we freeze it. I don't know how. Our business contact handles the actual making of it. We don't do that yet. I'm going
And you're
to learn
just
how.
you're just the advertisement crew, then, are you?
No.
Let me say, you
We-
need a little bit more work, a little bit more
We aren't
practice.
actually an advertisement at all. We're the ones who are going to be procuring the different flavors. So we've already started to get unique flavors. We've already suggested a flavor of ice cream that is literally fire. And we've tried it all. We have all tried it. I can tell you right now, it's amazing. You're going to think it's insane, but the flavors work really well once they're frozen. There's a lot more normal flavors, so one of the other big ones is elderberry, I think, right?
Oh, those are pretty pricey.
Yeah. And so like he made a nice elderberry ice cream that's pretty good. That's the first one I tried, and then he did the fire one, which was actually really cool because like you have to use magic for it, but it works.
It's like
Well,
cold,
and
but
he
it's warm
uses
while you're
magic.
inside.
He uses his magic to freeze the ice cream as well.
Yeah, she's not gonna tell him that because she doesn't want other people to figure out how to do it yet.
Okay.
But I mean, hey, if the business comes over here and we give you a sample and you like it, you know, we'd love to do a business opportunity. You might even be able to combine that weird void bottle you have with the ice cream. See how that tastes?
You literally see, she bought another thing, and she's now like looking through her stuff trying to find an empty glass vial that she can put this drink in.
Which I'm sure you've probably got at least one, considering health potions and whatnot.
I'm going to elbow her a little bit and just say, hey, it might be copyrighted. Calm down here. we might not want to sell it.
She still bought it, so she's already got it.
Yeah.
And she's storing it.
It's like, just be careful. Just be careful, man. Anyway. But anyway, actual reason why you're here. Do you know some guy named Oliver Pasher?
Oliver Pasher.
Yeah, he's a captain on a ship we're trying to
Yeah,
look for.
yeah. I'm familiar with him. Hey, Ollie, come over here. right? And you know, you see this, this man with a big long black beard, long black hair, a tri-point hat. Tri-tip is a meat.
Yes. Tri-tip ice cream. No,
There
disgusting.
are meat dresses, there can be meat hats, people. Quit discriminating.
It's a tri-point hat. Anyway, so you know, he's got ale and whatnot dripping down his beard from from having just taken a swig and laughing while he was doing so, and so it's just, you know, kind of just pouring all down him while he gets up. He walks over and, "Aye, what can I do for you?"
Yes, we were speaking with the dockmaster, and they said that you were heading up to the north in the next few days. I'm looking to return to my homeland, so wondering if we could procure a passage.
For possibly 6 people.
Right.
I'm
In or around.
now the one speaking up as Kalia is trying to desperately find
A bottle.
vial.
she's
She's now
just going through all of her stuff.
she's gonna literally like be out of the conversation until she gets the glass bottle.
It's like the cartoon thing where you open a bag and just start throwing out just random objects looking for the thing.
I'm headed that way. Me and my crew. We are, I suppose, looking for some help, if you will. You see, what I have to, what we transport is, can sometimes be considered valuable in some cases. So we are looking for perhaps some bodyguards. How fair do you consider yourselves in a tussle?
I'm gonna pull over my cloak and say this came from a demon. It's like, which we slayed. Big giant Balgura. Ever heard of it?
Can't say that I have.
I begin to describe the I'm not going to describe. I describe the Balgura. And
you're slightly intimidated by him, and so that's kind of where this, you know, so you just kind of start word vomiting on him. You know, is kind of
Can
what
I
I'm
roll
picturing.
charisma or something?
The Zintor
Do you want to
has
roll
tuned
charisma?
out Tree
I don't
Fell
know.
completely at this point as well.
Nizintra's what?
Tuned out Tree Fell completely.
You want here's what we'll do. Hold on.
You want to hear what a Balgura looks like? And the Zintor literally just turned around and just kind of looked the other way through the entire duration.
But the entire point is me trying to convince him that, like, yes, good bodyguards,
Yeah.
like, you know, demon hunter. Can I roll insight to see if my character can tell when to stop talking? Because if I'm word vomiting, might as well.
Roll. I mean, do you want to roll a charisma to see how bad the word vomit is?
Okay, this is 11. No,
Okay.
wait, hold on, wait. Do I have -1 or 0? No, I can't remember. Nope, still -1. Yeah, that's a 10.
10.
Or what?
That is
that
a
was an
9.
11. I swear it said 11 a second ago.
I saw
Whatever,
it.
we
It
can do
looked
9.
like a 10. So.
All right, we do 9. We can do 9.
So
It's gonna be bad either way. Who cares?
So, I mean, you definitely go on for probably like 30, 45 seconds of being like, yeah, it's this really big, like, monkey-looking thing. It has.
You know, I slapped it in the
blue-
face. Like,
It has blue skin, red hair, right? And you kind of start.
came from the, like, I started pulling things out from the demon icon. Just like, yeah, it came from, like, the something depths of whatever. And then it's like, I slapped it in the face the one time.
And it's
Hey,
about
Tree
45
Fell.
seconds later
Tree
when you're
Fell.
like,
You probably should stop.
and yeah, it's from a Balgura.
Yeah, we can handle
Inside
our own.
the-
in a
hold
fight.
on.
We can handle our own.
Inside check to see how he now thinks of me.
Do it.
Of course, that's a good one. Hold on.
You're not in the Zintor's dream anymore, Tree Fell.
23.
Yeah, no. You know how when a little kid comes up and like tells you this big whole story of something that you just don't care about even a little bit, right? And you kind of give them that look and like, oh, that's nice, right? He kind of does. Oh well, that's mighty fascinating. That is.
So
If you're
yes,
looking
we're a
for
good bodyguard,
bodyguards,
and then
we can handle our own, and we will easily be able to keep you and your ship safe.
In ship shape.
But yeah, the moment he says like, "Yeah, that's nice, lad," pretty much, I'm just gonna turn around and start eating my tuna, and pretend like I never spoke. Like put my hood up and just.
He's still new to this. He's trying to figure it out. We're working with him.
He says, "Well, I've." My goodness. He says, "All right. Well, from your description of Balgora, that's mighty fascinating and does pull my attention a bit. However, I am one that always likes to be shown how one might perform. So, if you don't mind, I have a bit of a task for you. Right? If you're able to complete this task, I figure that it's well enough that I would invite you on board onto my crew, and we can take this trip together, and I'd even be willing to pay you."
Zentor, one quick thing. Is this task legal or illegal?
It's retrieving something that belongs to me.
Insight check.
Okay?
I want to know if he's telling the truth or not.
Okay.
So his item could be legally his, but we have to do an illegal thing to get the illegally taken item back from the... This is off table. He's not thinking that. But... oh, gosh. Can you write off my 23 earlier? Just
13. 13. He seems to be telling the truth.
Yeah. All right.
He says, this item was stolen from me from or it was stolen from me by a character that is not fond of me. I would like you to go and get it back.
Is it from the... What are they called? Give me a second.
The...
Amble Crown family?
No?
Okay, good. All right. That's all I needed to know.
Okay.
Just making sure.
You just really wanted to...
Well, no, because if it's them, it's going to be a lot harder to get in and out,
Oh.
and he's not going to take Trifo with him if that's the case.
After the dream that you had?
No,
And apparently that is real, so...
Zentor in real life would never steal anything with Trifo. The dream is the only way the Trifo would ever be along for a heist with Zentor is in a dream.
Literally in your dreams, pal.
No offense, but you are not what I would
It's okay.
call.
Honestly,
a
with
vision of
how I
stealth.
did my stats of like low charisma and insight, honestly, still fully accurate. That was great.
Oh, man. I didn't write this one down. Hold on.
Oh my gosh, what a mess. That was the story told by my stats, though. We have to be honest, of just
Yep.
me terribly talking and then realizing how dumb I was and going away.
Oh, and Kalia has finally found a vial, and she is pouring out whatever liquid was in it to get a.
She just... she just takes out a health potion, just pours it out onto the ground.
It's very possible
so she
that
can-
might be what it was. I'm not gonna lie here.
Like I said, I'm sure that you have an empty one from a health potion
She
or
has
something.
a potion of climbing that is very tempting to just get rid of, literally just for this.
Why climb rock when you can climb the stars?
The stars.
She just comes out like, dude, I totally just saw the stars.
Bro, there was like an alien next to Saturn, dude. Holy cow, my...
Yeah, so Kalia,
Gets a.
she finds a bottle and is able to fill it.
What was it called again? It's called Star Liquid. I'm putting that in the inventory.
A bottle of star liquid.
Wonderful.
He says, anyway, so he tells you, this thing was taken from me by a leader of a clan of some sort here in town. Leader's name is Mogul.
Mogul.
Mogal.
Okay.
Wait, M-A-G?
Mogal.
M-O-G-A-L. Sorry, I heard A and O got
You're good. Don't worry.
swapped in my head.
I do the same thing. I do the same thing when typing. Oddly enough, sometimes, not all the time. Like very rarely does it happen, but sometimes I'll just be going. And I'm like, that's supposed to be an O. Why is the they're on two different hands, two different fingers. Like it's a whole thing.
Yeah.
It's not nearly as bad as it used to be, but
I mean, if you just think about like how typing works really quick, like it's who knows what goes on from here to the transition to your hands.
yeah. I haven't done it in a couple of years now, but weird. Anyway, right. Anyway, Mogul, leader of a clan of types, and him and I got into a tussle one time, and he took something that belonged to me, and I'd like it back. I figured if you're able to get that back, I'm not gonna ask the means. Then you have a spot on my crew.
All right.
What are we looking for? Because I could steal anything from him, and if it's not the right item, then we're right back to square one.
We can discuss this in a more private location.
He kind of sits back in his chair. He had pulled up a chair a while ago. I forgot to mention that, but he had pulled up a chair and just kind of sat there. I'm going to leave that up to you. I want my item back, but I don't want to make it too easy for you.
Well, then, is there at least something we can do to tell that if it's yours? Like, I don't know, an engraving, your initials on it. You know, if found, please return to such and such.
I'm leaving it up to you. If you're as capable as you say, then this shouldn't be much of an issue.
So we'll know if we know, I guess, if we look at it then. Interesting.
Or you take everything of his. And mine's got to be in the mix somewhere.
Well, I guess you have a point.
Nizentor looks at Oliver and says, "You haven't done much with the Thieves Guild before, have you?"
Haven't done much with the Thieves Guild before.
Yeah.
Can't say that I have. There's not been one around these parts.
No, you trust me, there is. There's always Thieves Guild in cities like these. All right, and we'll do it. Against my better judgment, because usually when you get into these, you steal something from them because I lost an item from them. You're just asking us to steal stuff from them. But I trust that you're not that person. But if you are, well, your things may not be able to make it back to you. We'll see how this goes. We'll do our best.
Right then. We ship off in 3 days.
Okay.
I suppose you've got till then to bring me back what's mine, and if not, then you'll be able to find another way up there.
One question though. What does he look like? Or can you give us a description of him just so we know who he is? Is that possible?
Tall, gray hair, tall.
Thanks.
Is he a human?
Is it like
he
tall,
a
like my like?
dragonborn? Is he an orc? Like, give me
He-
something here.
He's, well, I don't want to hurt the soft one's feelings, but he is a Goliath.
Okay, right.
Okay, no, that's in character.
Tall,
There's a reason I'm not in the north anymore.
Goliath. Right. He's a leader of a clan. Got it. Do you know what the clan name is?
I'm afraid I don't.
Okay. All right. We'll figure it out. All right.
Scarf down the rest of my tuna and just guess we're off.
Nizentor is definitely like leaving in a rush. And
Okay.
he is very. You can tell he is very much on edge and just like, I hate everything about this right now.
I
He's
see.
like, this is the
I
most
see-
unprofessional thieving job I've ever been assigned and tasked to, and he feels like this is beneath him completely, and he is just like stomping off like in his own thoughts right now.
I see you. I'm already scarfing down the tuna to try to finish really quickly. I see you leaving. I'm like, oh shoot!
Just picks up with his hands, just runs out.
And it's like, thank you, bye. Leave the money on the counter.
Kalia is still scarfing her food down. Shows them. I'll catch up later, guys. I'll meet up.
All right, and all right, see ya. Waves off. Oh my gosh.
All right. So,
Well, you gotta find information. You gotta figure out who this guy is. Figure out what the item is. Get the item back, preferably in a non-illegal way, if possible. Or at least not in an illegal way that I am aware of.
Okay. Are you
If
saying
it's illegal,
this to
just-
Nazintor or anything?
I
like
am
that?
saying this to Nazintor because I'm catching up with
He
him.
is 100% like half ignoring you because he's already thinking in his head what he's gonna do.
Oh, I'm sure.
His first thoughts are: can he find anything in Thieves' Cant that would resemble someone with information to sell potentially? He's looking for someone who can tell more about this character that they know as Mogul and try to get an idea of what they're up against. And he's just going to try to find all the Thieves' Cant markings in the city so he gets accustomed to what kind of Thieves' Cant it is and see if anything tells about what kind of guilds are running or gangs or anything like that. Whatever info he can about anything to do with the underside of the city. While also basically ignoring whatever Treefell says because he's so
getting-
into this, like, I don't care. And
I am getting a
Treefell is
weird
not
sense
here.
of deja vu, I will be honest. Because something tells me this exact same thing has happened in a dream.
No, you know, I didn't think we'd be stealing two things in a row in two different game sessions.
Except now I'm not Dream Goliath, so now I can act not stupid, hopefully. I'll try not to act stupid. We'll see.
So you head over to the area where there's a lot of shops, because you know that's kind of a pretty consistent hub for thieves and whatnot. And you start looking around. You find some Thieves' Cant behind barrels that have obviously been there for a while. You find you do find Thieves' Cant. You find some that leads that tells you kind of where to go, or at least one of the typical fencing points for the thieves that are around. So they'll meet their fence. The person So when it comes to thievery and whatnot, right? The person that steals the thing is not the person that sells the thing. They always sell it to a middleman, and that middleman is the one that sells it out to the general public and whatnot, right? Their fence. So you find one piece of Thieves' Cant that does tell the fence where to meet, and it's got a date scrawled on next to it, which does happen to actually be tomorrow.
So the fence might have information about different things.
And you might even be able to see the thief itself.
Meantime, I just see him looking behind barrels. I'm like, yeah, I'll trust him.
There's like some rotten fruit and whatnot.
And he's just like, interesting. I'm like, okay.
Eventually, Kalia stumbles into the two of them because Giant Goliath, she knows what he looks like, and it's not too hard to find him. And then there's always the really shady-looking Black Dragonborn that does shady crap all the time.
I'm a big Goliath. I'm pretty easy to find. You'd think the other guy would be pretty easy to find, right? Like, maybe we should just walk around and see if we find another Goliath.
I think we want to try to find some information about the clan run by Mogul. because I don't know anything about them. I don't know what the fences are like in this town. They may not be willing to sell out someone if he's a thief himself. So we need to find some info about him before we decide what to do next. Can we go around and kind of just like listen to the rumors, try to figure out what's going on in the city, see if we can find anything that points us in the direction of Mogul?
Sure. How do you want to go about doing it? Do you want to talk to people, go into different taverns or shops, or...
Yeah, it's stuff like talking to people, investigating things, trying to make this an investigation check, like taking the time to talk to people, asking about like what rumors have you heard, like, you know, maybe to the right people, like guards and things like that, say we're looking to try to find someone that's a part of a clan potentially, and they might be giving the guard trouble. Someone's got a bounty on their head and we're looking for them, type of a deal. Like,
Yeah,
actually, that's a good idea.
I
Posing
could
as a bounty
perhaps,
hunter.
perhaps I could actually go to like some kind of law enforcement
Yeah.
or whatever might be in the city and look there while you look in the shadier places.
I want to have so Nazintor and Kalia will pose as bounty hunters looking for Mogul.
And
That's what they'll
then
do.
and then I will look for like, I don't know, like if there's guards or anything nearby and look and just pretty much do that as well.
Okay.
Like not as a bounty hunter, but as just like a concerned citizen or something. I don't know. I mean, no, I would technically be a bounty hunter too, then, right? Yeah, I'll just join.
It's up to you, Trifa.
I don't know. I'll just follow you around. I've already proved I'm not that great at talking to people anyway.
So there's a pair of guards that kind of just patrols the area here in the shop district.
Yeah.
So you're welcome to go and ask them. You know, there's a couple of places. There's like a jeweler's. There's a general store, or like a general trade post.
Let's hit the guards first, then we'll try the jeweler's store because they may have issues with thieves and things like that. And then we can go to the general store as the last resort.
Kim?
Hello, how do you do, fellow citizen? Any thieves' troubles? It's coming from a thief. Like, hey, do you have any problems with thieves? any weak points that you have?
Let's make sure that
Any-
Draco...
No, I'm saying that off the
Is
table.
off
I'm
in.
saying that off the table. This is a joke. I'm sorry.
I think you were like
I
talking
wasn't
to the
sure,
guards
but
like
I
that
was
at
like-
first, and I was like,
And Nazintor's first thoughts are, Tree Fellow, shut up. But...
This was a joke. I
Trying
promise
to be a
Treefeld did
little
not say
political
that.
about
He
it,
is
okay.
quietly following.
all right.
I just think it's funny that a thief is going around asking people about thief problems.
It's not what I wanted to do either, man. Blame Captain Oliver on that one.
Thanks a lot, Captain Ollie.
All he has to do is give me the item, give me the clan name, give me the location it was last seen in, and I can find it.
Okay.
That's all in
Well, again, he
Zintor's
doesn't-
head. That's all into Zintor's head.
You know what if he's just trying to play a con on us, actually, then?
Well, that's what I'm
Because it
afraid-
could be that he doesn't even know who Mogul is. He doesn't know what the item is. He has no item. He just wants us to get him something valuable.
That's what I'm afraid
So what
of.
if we just get something valuable and
No.
just give it to him and see if that passes?
Because I still, if it is an actual item, then we're screwed if we don't have it.
Yeah, I guess that's true. We don't want to take a chance.
I don't know if I feel like he's being honest with us when he says it was stolen from him.
Okay.
So
Oh,
I feel
well,
okay about helping him.
I have another idea then. We could actually go back to the ship and ask some of the crewmate there to see if they know about it. Because if the captain's not going to tell us, maybe the first mate or the deck boy might.
Possible, but they may not even know about it either.
That's true. I mean, the guards might not know anything either. That's the thing.
Let's save that as a last resort.
Yeah, let's add that.
I
To,
like
add that. To
I like
the
that
list.
as a if we're really desperate for something, we'll go talk to the ship crew.
Yeah.
a
Hopefully,
good
while the
plan.
captain's still drunk.
Yeah. Or just not there.
Okay.
Okay, so I say we start with the guards and just go from there.
Quietly following behind.
I'm trying to think how I would start this.
How do you do, fellow guards?
Definitely not that.
so they're both fellow guards. So they're both just walking. One's got like a 7-foot spear, lance, not a lance. It's a thing. Anyway.
Okay, quick question.
Pike.
Quick question.
Pike.
Would Nazintor know enough to try to forge... No, he doesn't have a forger's kit. Dang it. Oh, well. It would probably be crazy to try to forge an actual bounty on Mogul, correct? Can we go check the bounties to see if there's a bounty on Mogul? Is there a bounty board around? Is that a thing?
You could potentially find one.
I mean, would that be like an illegal, shady underground kind of thing, or would that be like
No, like bounties
yeah,
are
like,
like legit. Like, unless I'm correct me if I'm wrong here, DM, but like in this type of a world, bounty hunting would be legal.
Oh yeah, that's true. If it's coming from the law.
Yeah, if it's like an
makes
actual
sense.
bounty board, we can go and see if there's any bounties on a person named Mogul and go from there.
Yeah, we might have a better shot of that.
I say let's do before we talk to any guards. Let's go see if we can find a bounty board. And once again, we have an Outlander wanderer who knows settlements pretty well, so she'd probably be able to remember if she's seen a bounty board anywhere and can take us to it.
So remember that you do have the fence meeting that's going to happen tomorrow.
Yeah.
That you could all, because like as you know, don't you have as a member of a thieves guild or from your background, don't you have some feature that lets you talk with people? You could probably get a hold of someone faster than waiting till tomorrow.
No, I know thieves can't, so like I know where to find people, but I don't. It doesn't let me like.
What's your background?
My background is something weird. For Nazintor, it was something ridiculous.
I feel like wouldn't Nazintor be like criminal and then the criminal?
No,
or something else?
no.
Oh, it wasn't criminal. Something
He
else.
definitely. I don't do the backgrounds like, oh, just because I'm a thief, I'm going to be a criminal. I think
Yeah,
that's
that's
stupid.
true. That's true.
So he did. For the love of mankind, I keep forgetting to pick it. I don't have a background currently.
No way.
Ah,
Quick, choose a sailor background.
Freaking idea for the background. and I never
Quick, choose a
entered
sailor
it
background so we
into
can
it.
get a ship. Without having
What
to do
does the sailor
stupid task.
background even do?
Literally
sailor
allows
background's-
you to passage on the ship. Passage on the ship.
It's saying you can secure passage on a ship, assuming that you work on the ship while you're in passage. Essentially.
All of this would be again.
Quick,
We wouldn't
choose
have
the
needed this
sailor.
at all. But I'm not.
Choose the sailor.
I'm not going to do that.
I'm joking, please. It'd be pretty funny.
You want to know how you would throw off my plans? Is if you did that.
Just choose the
that
sailor
one.
background.
That one would really screw up my plans a little bit.
You would just go back to Oliver, just like, hey, by the way.
I am too a fellow sailor.
It's like,
Perhaps
oh,
I could-
really? What?
Oh, that's something else. Well, why didn't you just say so? All right, get on the ship. Let's go. Right. Come along.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, it wouldn't necessarily be detrimental,
But
I mean-
really funny though.
but still, I mean, to be fair, what it says in here, right? It says, when you need to, you can secure free passage on a sailing ship for yourself and your adventuring companions. You might sail on a ship you served on, or another ship you have good relations with, perhaps one captained by a former crewmate. Because you're calling it a favor, you can't be certain of a schedule or route that will meet your very need. Your dungeon master will determine how long it takes to get where you need to go. In return for your free passage, you and your companions are expected to assist the crew during the voyage.
Yeah.
No,
Right.
I did a custom background, and I keep forgetting that.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, because I did a custom background that allows me proficiencies in sleight of hand and survival, and proficiencies with alchemist supplies.
Oh, okay.
Because I was in the Thieves Guild, I was learning alchemy from their alchemy person. And so he kind of he has a background with alchemy and with trying to make healing stuff because his parents were doctors. And so he's always been kind of wanting to continue to help people and heal people in that sense. So his custom background does nothing for the cool backgrounds that actually give you extra stuff. He just has the custom background of I got to pick whatever the proficiencies I wanted
Got it.
and called it good.
Got it. That makes sense.
But I mean, still being part of...
Still being a part of his actual backstory, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not being stupid.
I mean, that's a sick backstory, we'll see. Adds a lot to the character.
No. But it doesn't show up as a background because it's a custom one, so I forget that I
Yeah.
have a background.
But I mean, so in terms of... I would probably still give you the feature of the criminal contact,
Okay.
right? Which comes from the the criminal background. So it says that you have a reliable and trustworthy contact who acts as your liaison to a network of criminals. Now, you know, if you don't think that it fits with your character's backstory, totally fine. Because, you know, considering how you left the Thieves Guild, I can understand. You know how to get messages to and from your contact, even over great distances. Specifically, you know the local messengers, corrupt caravan masters, and seedy sealers who can deliver messages for you.
The problem with that is that doesn't help me in this case because my contact would be in my hometown regardless.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what I'm thinking is what I would be able to do is I could see that being I know people to contact in each place that could also get me to people seedy in that area. Because if they can get to my liaison, they can get me to someone in the city who's just as corrupt as my liaison is.
Yeah.
So I could do it that way and just say, hey, like, we're looking for someone to get us some knowledge, some info on someone. Who can we find? Where can we go? And, like, I can use my background as a thief because I am a thief. So even if I know enough about it to know to say, hey, like, I'm a thief out of town. And I'm here to try to, like, get in touch with the Thieves Guild. Would that work?
I mean, I would figure as much. I thought that's what you were going to do
Okay.
originally.
All right. Yeah, I'm down for that. Sorry.
No, you're good. Do you still want to go and hunt down the board?
I still do want to go look for the bounty board because if this dude has a bounty on him, we can just get free money for it as well, potentially.
That is true.
Okay.
Sorry, I just really want to get bounties. I think it sounds fun.
Bounties are cool. Do you still have the bag of holding, by the way?
Oh, heck yeah.
Okay. Forgot about that. Anyway.
And the cube.
The cube!
Have we figured out what the cube does yet? I can't remember.
Yes, you were there
Yes,
for that.
That's right.
That's right.
Do you remember?
Does
Yeah,
that
I
thing-
wrote
it,
it
like,
down.
It
I
lets
wrote
you
it
transfer
down.
memories, right?
Yeah.
Got it. Okay, anyway.
Which is a... Anyway.
Useful thing right now?
No, not necessarily right now, but it's...
It's got potential.
It-
So the
has
issue is,
potential.
I've spent so much time thinking about that. I'm like, oh shoot, they could really exploit this, in some things that I've got planned. Like,
Okay.
Well,
We'll keep it in mind.
Right.
Just in mind for now.
Tree Fellow, can you get us to the bounty for a minute? I'm sorry. I have drank a large thing about a glass and all of this. So, yeah.
Sure. I will go look for the bounty. Kalia, do you know where the bounty board is?
she knows from past experiences that she would, that usually the town square,
Town square.
the town square or a town square would normally have one.
Okay, we can head towards the town square.
So you start heading off in the direction of a town square.
Okay.
I'll wait till he's back because he's the one that's most excited for the
for
the board. But oh man,
I've missed this. This is great.
this is good. It's 3:40 already.
Is it really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, there's part of it that was like slightly afraid that we would end up being like getting on the ship today.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like, you know, I wasn't necessarily expecting it to, but there was a part that's like,
That's fair.
because it's like, you know, I want you guys to experience the city and everything else.
See what's going on.
Yeah,
Drink
like,
their weird liquids and eat their tuna.
very glad I found that one.
That was what was it? A Dragonborn, a Goliath, and a water genasi walk into him.
Yeah. Dragonborn, a Goliath, and a water genasi walk.
You
to
pulled that out so quick. Hello, we made it to the town square.
Yeah, so you're at Kalia guesses that there's probably more than one board, but just because of the sheer size of the city. But you come to one of the town squares, and you do see off to one side a board with some bounties on it. As you come and look to it, there's 4 of them. None of them have mogul on them.
What are the other 4, though, just out of curiosity?
One is a tiefling, where it's offering 500 gold pieces for them, alive. There is. Let me do this real quick. Hold on.
He's pulling out the notes.
And-
Be careful. I'm just kidding.
Really dumb question about all this. Are bounties one of those things where like you can do them? Do some of them specify like a time period or a time length, or is this one of those things where we could grab these and then like, if we meet these people later on in our adventure, capture them and turn them in?
I mean, typically the concept behind a bounty is just like we need them as quick as we can, and the bounty will be up until they are found.
So
Is
we don't
usually-
necessarily have to take them in like the next day. But if we happen to find them the next day, we could take them in, type of a deal, right?
Yes.
And then obviously you're also competing with other bounty hunters who might be working on the same bounty.
And not to mention, if you're contacting the Thieves Guild, then they may be a part of the Thieves Guild, and we might not want to get on their bad side. Right now, at least.
They don't know that we know that they have a bounty on their head or not.
That's true.
And I'm sure that if they are in the Thieves Guild and they have a bounty on their head, they've already disappeared because they probably have insiders in the different places that know about who's getting bounties put on their head in the first place.
That's true. That would make sense.
So there is a tiefling, 2 elves, and a dwarf are the 4 that are on there. One elf is 1,000 gold pieces. The other one is 200 gold pieces. And then the dwarf is 750.
Let's just take down, like, we won't take the bounties themselves, but we'll take down the info on all of them. And try to memorize the descriptions, or like if they have a paint photo, or not a photo, but
Yeah.
a
A
portrait of
police
them.
sketch.
A portrait or a sketch of them. We'll just kind of memorize all that info and take down the info that they do know about the people, whatever they're called, things like that. And we'll just take all 4 of those bounties.
Okay.
And if we happen to run into a tiefling, 2 elves, or a dwarf that we think could match these bounties, we
They're
go
all in-
after them.
They're in one adventuring party. We
Yeah.
need to get them all at once.
I would be so down because that'd be a lot of gold, and you and I could split it all between the 3 of us.
Anyway. Okay, well, do any of them have a name that... No, I don't know.
Yeah, what do they have names on these bounties, or what do they like? What do these bounties say about these targets?
So they do have names.
Are any of them like anagrams? No, just kidding. There's no Goliaths among them. We're fine.
Anagrams.
Like if you switch the letters around or something to find a
Oh.
different name. But never mind.
No. So they do have names. Do you want the names?
Yep.
So for the 2 elves, there's a male and a female. The male is Shondil Gildengard.
Shondil Gildegard?
Gildengard. Gilden guard.
Okay. Is he the 1,000 or the 200?
He's the 1,000.
Okay, 1,000. Does it say anything about him?
Just, I mean, kind of a general description, but it's very typical for an elf.
All right.
Generic elf character.
Yeah.
fair.
Generic elf character 1.
Just kidding.
All right, and then the female is
Alindra Salakir.
just stupid question, but Nazintor doesn't recognize the name, does he?
No.
Okay.
Do you want to know how to
That one was
spell
50?
Alindra, or do you just want to, or do you want to know how to spell her name just in general, or do you just want to take your best guess?
I'm just taking my best guesses on these.
Alindra.
Laydra.
That's the same difference.
Selakir is Selakir.
Selakir.
Nope, IIR.
IIR, sorry.
2 I's, yeah. Get it right.
I'm really bad at names.
Fantasy names, man, they're intense. And that one was
Alindra
50 gold?
Selakir.
What?
Alindra Selakir.
Yep.
Okay.
The dwarf is Morgrim Lordwar.
Morgrim Lordwar.
Yeah, Lodeur.
He was 750.
750. And we're gonna just have bounties for the rest of the game that we're just keeping tabs on and looking around for.
Are these all dead or alive, or are they all like alive?
Oh yeah, that's the other thing we should know.
The 1,000 is dead or alive. Everyone else is alive.
Okay. So the more you are, the more likely they just want you gone for good.
It more depends on what you've done.
Got it.
And these don't have descriptions as to what they've done
Okay.
in order to get these bounties.
All right. And
But you know that the one that's 1,000 where it's dead or alive is pretty bad.
This dude's probably killed at least one person.
or more.
And then the
more.
tiefling is Matthias.
Matthias.
Maeththeus.
Say that
M-
one more time.
Yeah.
Maeththeus.
Uh-huh. TH. Okay. Matthias.
In just one name.
Yeah,
Okay. And
And that's
500.
Tiefling male or female?
male.
500.
The dwarf was male too, right?
Yes.
Just double checking.
Man, look at those 4 main characters you can use as main NPCs for a character arc.
You just want the bounty.
Shut up.
You have no idea how many times I'm now going to randomly ask as an Azintor. He's looking for tiefling male, elven female, dwarf male. Does he notice anything that fits the descriptions that he has memorized? Because he has already memorized all of them. We will make gold however we can make gold, Jeremy. So thank you for giving us
We have an
options.
ice cream store to run.
You guys cut off Oliver, but he was gonna offer you guys money, but you guys cut him off. So.
Oh, really? Okay, fine.
That's fair.
That's fair. It is what it is.
Alright, so now Nazintor's gonna go and try to hunt down someone he can get information from quicker. Not necessarily the fence, but like he's gonna look for someone who can get him in contact with a member of the Thieves Guild around the area.
How do you want to go about doing that? You can hunt for more thieves. You can.
I want to try to contact someone who can get in touch with the liaison
Okay.
and just say like, hey, I have a liaison like in this city, but I'm looking for someone here in this city that I can talk to about something. I
The
got a
best thing
question
to
for
do
him.
may be to set your own thieves' cant, and then, because I mean, in your experience, if you leave the right thieves' cant in the right spot, someone can get in contact with you within a few hours.
All right, I'll do that. I'm gonna set my own thieves' cant and just basically say, looking for information, willing to pay.
Okay.
I don't know. This is the part of like Nazintor would know what he's doing, but I don't know what I'm doing with thieves' cant.
Yeah.
Which
So
is
for me, I'm like, he would say what he needs to say to make sure people know, like, I'm looking for someone in this city. I need something from them, but not give away too much of, like, what he's doing or things like
Yeah.
that.
yeah, and which you can totally leave a message like that.
No. So I'm going to do that, and then, I don't know, do we want to just wait on that? Do we want to try to be proactive and find other ways of doing? Like, what do you think,
I
Trico?
mean, well, I still just want to find out what item it could possibly be, because, you know, I don't want to just take everything this guy has, because I don't even think that would be worth it.
Yeah. The problem is until we see him, we don't know what the item could possibly be.
I mean, that's
Or
what
do you
I'm
want to
saying.
go talk to the ship? and
Yeah, I
see?
wanted to go
Okay.
talk to the ship and see if they would know what the captain's looking for. So that, I mean, if we can even figure out that he's just looking for something valuable from this guy, then we might even be able to just go up
Yep.
to the dude and just say, hey, we'll pay for this item, and that's it. Or something.
Lead away then, Treefell.
Oh
We will
gosh.
well, Kalia will take us back to the dock and the ship because she now knows exactly where that is.
Lead the way, Kalia.
But then you're taking point on the discussion with the people in the ship.
Very well. I'll do my best. Okay, we go to the ship.
And you want to talk with the crew?
Yes. Is the deck boy still there, I guess?
The one that you were talking to before, the teenager.
Yeah.
Are we
Okay.
talking to the first mate?
Well, the first mate was the one on the ship who yelled
Yeah.
at us, but then there was the deckhand in the bottom that gave us the terrible directions to the bar.
Yeah, but does he work on the ship? Would he even know the captain?
I thought he worked on the ship. Is that... No, he doesn't?
No, he's more of like, he's more of like an employee to Imith,
Oh, okay.
the dockmaster. So he's more of like a dock hand. So he basically helps to like load or unload ships
Oh, got
and
it.
whatnot. Like
Okay.
that's his job. He just stays on the dock.
Got it. Okay. Well, let's go to the ship. Is there anyone around, like just in the crew, or am I assuming the crew is all on the ship?
You're assuming the crew's on the ship.
Once again, we don't know who's on the crew, so
Well,
we'd have
well,
no
yeah.
idea.
I mean, here's
I
the
don't
thing.
know.
Like, we could go ask the first mate. I don't know how amiable the first mate's gonna be. Like, what do you think the best approach is? Like, we just say, like, hey, we're looking for something. Like, can we board or ask him to come to us? Or, like, what's the most... You know more about ships. What's the most respectful way to, like, talk to a crew without, like, getting on their bad side because we, like, looked at their ship wrong?
Well, in my opinion, we should probably just say, hey, we met with Oliver. He asked us to do a task, and we're just trying to find out some information about the task and wanted to talk to see if any of you knew about it.
Okay, that sounds good. Hey! Mr. Salty Fingers, are you there?
By the way, Nazintor has his hood up and is just kind of staring at the deck, trying to ignore the
What's
interactions going
what's
on.
about to go down, yes.
And Kalia is just trying to be encouraging and saying, you got this, Treefo. You're doing great.
Wonderful.
You see, kind of some eyes poke up over the, pretty quick after you say that, poke up over the side of the ship, and then disappear again. And then about 45 seconds later or so, you see good old Salty Fingers up at the bow of the ship again. What? I told you, he's not here.
Oh no, don't worry, we already talked to him, actually. We were asked to do a task for him so that we could to secure our passage onto your fine vessel.
Aye.
And we were just looking for some information because he wanted to make it a bit harder on us.
Well, then I suppose I shouldn't give you any information.
You don't say the part that he wants to make it harder on you.
I shouldn't give you any information if he's trying to, give you a task, he wants to make sure that you're viable for the ship. And giving you information doesn't really prove viability.
Okay.
So Nazintor has face palmed.
Well, I'm not going to try to bribe him because that's dipping even lower. That's deeping even lower, and he would think even less of it. So I'm going to say, okay, that's fair.
Tell us one thing. Does he actually have some kind of a beef with a man named Mogul?
Aye, that he does.
Okay.
Okay,
That's all we needed. Thanks.
thank you. Walk away defeated. This sucks, dude.
Okay. Just a little piece of tip. If you're trying to get information out of someone, and it's the underling of someone who higher up has already told you no, don't mention that the person above them has already said no. Generally, that's never a good idea.
You're the younger sibling. You would have experience with this at this point. Didn't your older siblings ever be like, hey, go ask mom this thing, but don't mention that I told you to do it? Didn't you ever have that happen to you?
Honestly, not really.
Oh. Well,
Okay.
shit. All right.
Treefeld is just like, oh, okay, and he's gonna pull out the book where he normally takes notes on demons and just starts to scribble that down. He's like, okay. Anyway,
All right.
You
so
can
we're
take
sitting
point
here
again.
twiddling our thumbs for 2 hours until someone comes to... No, just kidding.
I mean, you're
Well,
gonna
so-
you're gonna talk to the Thieves Guild, and I don't think I'm gonna be very much help. And I'm just gonna go to an inn and take a nap, I guess. We can go wait in an inn
If you want,
No.
we could try a minigame. You guys could
Actually,
win a little bit of money
what
from it.
I want to do, I
Alright.
want to talk about the elven female, and I want to ask people if they know anything about the elven female bounty, guards in specific, like if anyone. I'm trying to hear rumors. I'm trying to hear if she's still in town, because I'm assuming she's 200 gold pieces, so she's probably someone who is from this area and probably hasn't left far beyond the outskirts of the town. So I want to see if she's still in town or not, if people have heard of anything, and just kind of go and ask, like, we're looking for some bounties, and see if anyone has any info on them.
Okay. Do you want to make a charisma check?
Oh, joy.
I love that charisma is everyone's dumb stat.
Yeah, charisma the dump stat.
All right. It's not terrible. Oh, charisma. So -1, 15.
Okay. 15. So you meet a couple of folks in a tavern that are kind of hearing about this. Be like, I think that I. Oh, excuse me. I think I heard something. Everyone's Irish, apparently. I've been watching an Irish YouTuber lately. So that's not helpful.
This town is just Irish. It's fine.
Call me Kevin if you want to go watch him. He's
Got it.
hilarious.
Okay, yeah, I know him.
You do? Okay, good.
Yeah.
Love him. Love his stuff. Phenomenal. Now everything I do is Irish. I'm upstairs. I'm just with Finn. I'm like, oh, what you doing there? Oh, fetch. What are you doing, bud? Right. Anyway. Yeah. So they're like, I think that I heard something, about her. And he's there with his friend. He's like, remind me, what was, she was talking about. And his friend's like, the West Wind. He's like, oh, that's right. He kind of looks at you guys, and I assume that you're confused by the West Wind.
I haven't heard of it.
Yeah, me neither.
All right,
Oh,
so he looks
yes.
at the three of you, and he sees your blank expressions. He's like, okay, the West Wind is to some seafarers an omen or creature or something. But mostly just for those of us that actually have some sense in us, it's just a wives' tale, right? There are crazy men that come back from sea, having lost their entire crew and ship and everything, talking of the West Wind and how it's, some say that it's a terrible creature. Others will say that it was a storm that came and blew them off their ship and away, crushing their crewmates and their friends. Just many different things. An ominous fog as the West Wind, right? All of these different things. This elf, her name being Mariel. Can't remember her last name, but Mariel was going around town talking about how the West Wind is more than that. It's something that we all need to fear, and she didn't have that same crazed look in her eye as the other lads that are walking around. But she was very adamant about this, and they arrested her for disturbing the peace. Supposedly she snuck away again, and that's what's causing. Would explain the cause for her bounty, if that's what you're looking for. But that's about all that I know. I've never actually met Mariel before, but her name has floated around ever since things went down a few weeks ago.
Okay.
Interesting.
You look genuinely confused. Can I help in any
I
way?
wrote down a Lindra Selikir as her name. Am I insane here?
No, I wrote that name.
Oh,
down as
that's
well.
my bad.
You started
forgot
saying
that I gave-
Mariel, and I was just like, who's Mariel, and is this some kind of a...
I forgot that I gave you guys names, so I thought that I had to
Sorry.
choose another one.
Sorry.
Yes, Alindra. Alindra
Okay.
Selikir.
Thank you.
You're totally
Okay,
totally
now
right.
we're good.
I was honestly immediately just like, oh, it's probably an alias, you know.
That's I'm like, is this an alias? But how do I say, why is the name Alindra on the bounty then? Like, there was some confusion there.
Okay, no, you're totally right. In my brain, that name was already taken, so when I had to come and look up a name, I looked at the next one on the list because I knew that one was taken, forgetting that it was the same person that...
Sorry,
Alright.
we're not making this easy on
It's
you.
No, you're good.
We've been at it for 3 hours. It just happens.
It's been 3 hours. I mean, we started about, like, 1:30,
Oh, that's true. Yeah, we'll be fine.
because we waited for Michael.
Okay. Interesting.
Right.
Well, then now I just kind of feel bad about taking her in, because... I don't know.
I want to go talk to her about the West Wind, honestly.
Yeah, that
I'm
sounds
not
like
even
a
worried
lead.
about the bounty. I just want to see what this West Wind deal is about.
Honestly, I
Because
mean,
this could be something related to what we're here for in the first place.
that is true. Well, where would we find her? I don't know.
Do you ask the gentleman at the tavern? Is that what... How would they know?
Did
Well,
she have any friends or anyone in town that you can think of? Do you know her much? Like,
or I
have
mean,
you heard
even-
of her before?
even family?
Like I said, we didn't really... We never heard her name before everything went down. The rumors have just spread. That's all that we've been able to hear of.
Where did they? Do you know where they started? Like where she first popped up? Where she first started talking about it?
Mostly the rumors and such happened after she broke out again from bondage. After the bounty had become a thing a couple weeks ago. Not terribly sure, but you could maybe try north. There's kind of a township of elves that happens to be up there, and they might be able to tell you a little bit more, I suppose.
How far away
Maybe.
is that?
It's probably about a mile up the way.
No, it's not
So
far
like
at all.
with not it, like legitimately wouldn't take more than like a day to get out there and back.
No, yeah.
All right.
Yeah. No, it's not too bad. All right.
Let's give that a shot then. Let's because we've got to resolve this. We only have 3 days to get this figured out. So let's go do that for a. Oh crap! I can't.
Because
You
gotta
and
be.
Kalia can go, but Nazintor needs to stay. I need to stay.
Are we splitting the party?
We're doing the party split?
I will stay, and I think I would prefer to stay alone because
I mean, you're doing the Thieves Guild thing. It doesn't make sense to bring anyone
both
anyway.
of you don't have any clue what you're talking about or doing, and I want to make sure that I present off the right image.
No, I think
Okay.
they should stay with you. I want to see what happens.
Oh, shush. You saw what happened with the dream sequence.
Exactly. Tree fell and Kalia made out, and it has to happen
Stop.
again.
It's confirmed our DM ship stuff.
Mostly just because it's the most outlandish one in the group.
That was really funny, though. That came out of such left field.
Anyway,
All right. Well, I mean, that sounds like a plan to me.
Yeah. So you two go on and talk about it, and I'll stay here and I'll wait for a contact to reach me. And while I'm waiting for a contact, I'm gonna look for any easy marks that I can try to steal stuff from.
okay.
I may not actually steal from them, but I want to see like, is there anything that like looks like it'd be a cool enchanted item that I could take from someone and not feel bad about it, especially the people that are richer than they should be, like what their
Eat
face
the
is.
rich. Steal an airship. You won't. Just
That
kidding.
freaking guard number 15 and me are about to have another moment.
It's coming for you. Card number 15's time is
I will
limited.
sneak up on that airship just to kill that man and then leave. I won't even take anything from the airship. They'll just be like, "Where'd this guard go?" And it'll be like, "He's dead now."
Hear me out. Then they have an opening on the ship.
Just saying. Sometimes, if you want something to happen, you got to create it yourself.
You got to create the right circumstances.
Oh my goodness. Well, I guess we head off to the elf community then.
Let's do it.
All right.
Well. So, I guess we just go in. I mean, what does it look like? Is it just like a small little township?
Yeah, I mean, it's honestly a township. The construction of the buildings is a little bit different. Definitely utilizes more arches and a little bit brighter colors, right? A little bit more of how an elf might be able to make their own town. But this is like, it's almost like a Chinatown.
Okay,
Right.
that makes sense. So does this place have like their own like law enforcement kind of deal that we could ask?
It all falls under the same guard. It all really. I mean, it's the same. The guards.
same.
The guards there are from the same
Same place.
place as the other
Okay,
ones.
so we'd have to ask like.
I'm going to just point out before we start, Trifo, let's not say that we're here for a bounty or anything like that.
Okay.
Let's just stick to we are concerned about the West Wind, and we want to know more about the West Wind and what she's talking about.
Okay, Treefield's like, oh, okay, and he writes it down.
I can already see we're here about a bounty on so and so, and it's just like no one wants to talk to us anymore. I wonder why.
I mean, we might not even need to ask about her. What if we just ask in general about the West Wind?
That's what I'm thinking.
Because then they might even, like, if they're, for example, hiding someone, then they might even just go like, hey, like, well, this person would know what's going on, you know?
Yeah. No, I think we just ask about the West Wind and ask if anyone knows more about it, and we're curious to find out what it is.
Okay. I mean, what would be the great place? Is there like a magic shop or something? Like someone
Town
who's
square.
more... Or, well, yeah, the town square. Yeah, let's go to the town square. The town square inside of a township of far away from the town square we were just in.
Yeah, I mean, easiest way to find information is where the most people are, and generally the town square is going to be where the most people are. Or the
That's
market.
true. Yeah, or the
One of the
market.
two.
Because I was honestly wondering to like ask a store owner who might know about like supernatural things like that. Anyway,
Yeah.
like I don't know, a magic store or something. Like
Are all elves inherently magic?
no, but
Okay.
Are all elves inherently
Yeah.
magic?
I mean-
high elves can have a bit of inherent magic to them. They usually know like one cantrip that they can cast at will. But that's about it.
or even
Alright,
or
okay.
I mean, if there's even just someone who just knows more about weather than normal, I don't know.
No, that's fine. I'm just curious because some fantasies, it's like every elf you meet is going to be more
Is
magical than you.
yeah.
So I just want to make sure if that's the case or not.
Yeah, not particularly. Like I said, high elves can have that innate ability.
But it's not like their entire society is magic.
All right, that's fair. Yeah, let's go see if there's a magic shop or like
Or just
maybe some kind of like a soothsayer or something. Someone who might know more about like
the weird stuff.
winds. I don't know.
Hmm.
Can we investigate and find if there's a magic shop in this town first?
Or at least someone who would know about weird stuff like this.
So do you want like a? So do you want like a? Because he says magic shop, but it almost sounds like you want like a fortune teller.
That honestly, maybe a fortune teller would make more sense. Let's do.
I think let's just pick 4 options and go with all 4 of them because we don't know what we're talking about.
We'll start with
So we'll
fortune.
start with the fortune
We'll
teller.
start with fortune teller.
And if that doesn't work, we'll probably go to the magic shop next. If that doesn't work, we'll
We'll-
just kind of hit all our
We'll just
bases
ask someone
when
like,
we
"Hey,
can.
so like I heard about the West Wind. You know what the heck that is? I'm new here." As you can see by my 7-foot tall stature.
Okay. So someone roll a charisma check.
Oh gosh, we both have -1.
Well, because
don't we?
again,
No,
you don't know
I
where
don't.
anything is. So
Okay,
you gotta
So
ask around.
Kalia has a +0 on her charisma check because she is the only person that didn't have a dump stat, so it kind of helped.
-1.
Are we both rolling, or should we both roll? Right?
Sure.
Why not?
That's off the table.
6.
That one again. 11.
You definitely get some really weird looks. I mean, the two of you alone are
We're
very
weird.
strange. Even in a town like this where it's very diverse, you guys stick out. right?
I
So
have blue skin. I'm used to it.
you have blue skin, silver hair. You're huge and have no hair.
For fun, I'm gonna start letting my swarm out, and it's just gonna start. Water's gonna just start playing around me.
Okay.
I follow quietly behind, trying to
So I'm just
trying
like
to blend in.
I'm just gonna attract attention. I don't care.
So mostly, when you guys ask, like, hey, is there anyone around here that's like a fortune teller? People mostly just point. They don't actually like have a conversation with you or say anything. They mostly just point.
Thank you. Just
Appreciate
thanking
it.
Everyone who points.
So after a couple of minutes of just pointing, you are led out to the front of this kind of a shack type of a thing. Very ramshackle door that looks like it's barely on its hinges. It doesn't seal very well in the opening for the door, right? The door itself is kind of slanted, and then the door frame is slanted the other way, so it just doesn't, right? And it, do either of you read Elvish?
I don't believe so. No.
The wrong person for that, because there is someone who knows Elvish, and it ain't me.
Are you sure there isn't giant or celestial on this?
Let me just double check. Yeah, if it's not Abyssal, Aquan, Common, Deep Speech, or Primordial, I don't know it.
Boy, you really got the whole slew of stuff that
Did you get
no one
Did
speaks.
you get the like what was it? The sage background or something?
No, but Aquan is because I'm from the Elemental Water Plane, so I talked with
Yeah.
Jeremy about that.
Yeah,
and
we
he
had
allowed
to
it.
do some deep digging to figure out what
deep
one that
digging.
would be. Actually, that's the same language that the merfolk speak.
Yeah.
That's
makes sense.
because there isn't one specifically for like but merfolk. So anyway, so that's
So the beef
merfolks.
between the two are personal.
Yeah.
It is. And then I think I picked Abyssal, Deep Speech, and Primordial because I wanted like
Anything that
things
could be.
that kind of sounded more like someone who was in an elemental plane of existence
That was just
would know
not.
more than like. I'm not going to know Elvish because how many elves are going to be in the elemental water plane of existence?
You have all the fancy exotic languages.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, and like also because you're hunting like your demon dog that you call it.
That was the other thing too. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, do we
So,
just?
so there is writing. So there is writing in Elvish that you can't read. A picture of an eye and then an arrow that points down into the doorway.
Do you want to knock or do I want to knock?
I'm gonna just knock and call out in common. Hello. And I hope that this person speaks common. That's literally my goal here. I can try Aquan just for fun.
Do whatever you'd like.
Knock knock.
I'm gonna say hello in common and Aquan just for the heck of it.
So you're just like, hello.
Aquan is just gurgling noises. Oh my gosh.
Sorry, I had to. Boy, we are degrading fast.
I expect that from now on. Anytime I speak in Aquan, you have brought that upon yourself.
It is canon now. You can't change it.
Okay, so right, so you scream out and you suddenly hear a female going, what? How on? Right, and you know, opens the door and is this very old and frail elf woman, right? And first off, for an elf to look old means that they have to be
Like
very
700 years old.
800 years old, right? Right, and so she's got like, you know, this crippled look and one eye is half closed and, what do you want? Oh, right. Welcome to Madame Pomfrey's vision of seeing. Come inside, come.
Thank you. And we slowly just like fit myself through the door.
Right, and so you kind of come down this very dusty hallway into a room with carpeting just along, or basically rugs hanging off the ceiling, kind of making in a sense, makeshift walls, and so this already small room is much smaller because of the rugs that are hanging off the ceiling.
So just
Right, and she sits down behind a table with a something underneath a cloth on it, and she's like, "What can I do for you boys?"
I'm gonna just
Well.
ignore that. She's old enough.
so we are looking...
Wait. Madame Pomfrey knows all, and I can peer within your... And she's like looking in between the two of you, not actually looking at either of you. I can look into your souls and know what it is you seek.
Okay, great.
I seek a few things, so I hope you can find them all. Because I'm like, Kalia's being serious. She's like, I actually have a lot of things I'm looking for, so if you can help me find them, that'd actually be great.
Of course. You have a very feminine voice, sir.
Gosh.
I try really hard. I'm not gonna try to piss off a 700-year-old elf.
Yeah, that's the last person you want to
I'm sorry, but she's old and she's lived her life. Let her live her life some more. Legitimately, as a CNA, I had a coworker who was female, but she had like short hair and stuff like that, and she got called a dude very often by the elderly, like people in the
really?
place. And she always kind of was like, "Yeah, it's just kind of I'm used to it by now." And I'm like, "I feel so sorry for you. That must suck." But it's just, most of them, it's not like they actually like.
Yeah,
know
I mean,
what they're doing.
they don't. Yeah, exactly. They don't
It's
realize.
not like
They might
they're
even be
really
blind or-
understanding.
yeah.
And they lived in a time where things were very different, so people with short hair were always guys, things like
Yeah.
that. So I'm like, I see it, and she never got like super mad, but she was like, "Yeah, it
It's a
just
thing.
sucks. It's my life."
It's a thing, I guess.
I'm definitely doing it to mock you, just because this is hilarious. I'm not. I shouldn't say I'm doing it to mock you, but I'm.
It's fair.
It's.
I
I
It
think
fits the
that
character.
It's a fun character quirk. We'll call it that.
yeah, it's fair.
Oh my
And
gosh.
Philly is nice enough; she's not gonna try to kill anyone just because they mock them.
It's
His
true.
mentor, he.
This
would've
Zuntor
already
might.
killed her.
This is to just blast her on the spot.
Just immediately.
I mean, sneak attack him. Too bad he's not an
Acid
assassin.
breath, right? Acid
Yeah.
breath, or is it
Sneak
poison
attack
breath?
first, and then acid breath.
Okay.
Definitely.
Jeez. Well, great. Whoa. What?
She invites you.
What do we do?
I'm going, Kalia's gonna walk in and like sit down, is what she's assuming. So she's
Okay.
gonna sit on the floor.
Yeah, I'll try to sit down as well.
Okay, there is a chair.
I'll
at
sit on the
table.
chair.
Okay.
She'll let the Goliath go first. Kalia will just sit on the floor and wait her turn. How much does this cost, by the way? She tries to whisper to Trisha.
Oh, right. How much does this cost, by the way?
One's destiny belongs to yourself, and I do not charge to show something that belongs to them already.
Oh, that's very kind of you. Thank you.
Do I
Thank
believe
you.
her?
But I do take healthy tips.
Okay.
Okay. I
I take
believe
tips,
that
I take
for 1 second. Tell me my fortune first, and I'll tell you what your tip is afterwards.
This is a fun character. I like this.
Because you don't see old elves very often.
No, and I love the idea of a very old elf, of an old and crippled elf, because
Almost like
typically
1,000
they're
years
not.
old.
Because like typically they're not. Like they're usually healthy and like the older elves get, the stronger they get, type of a deal.
Yeah.
Is usually how it goes. I don't know what's wrong with this one.
This one's weird.
This is just the culmination of her powers. She's just like, anyway.
So powerful.
Okay, so she's so she removes the cloth off the in front of her, and as you may have guessed, it is a crystal ball, and there's kind of like a smoke circling in it, and she says, "Ah, you have traveled a long distance to be here, and I see your future shall be dark, terrible, but but you shall be victorious in your endeavors.
Thanks.
Yes, well, no need for applause. Madame Pomfrey is quite used to the appeal of what she does.
Okay. Thanks.
I have a question for you, Madame Pomfrey.
Yes.
Do you also cast fortunes through bones?
Casting fortunes through bones? One does not cast fortunes.
Sorry,
One looks into the
read-
ether.
Read a fortune.
Don't tell them about
Your
an
word
augury
choice.
that I have. Don't tell her about that spell that I can learn.
What's that spell?
It's one where hold on, I'm gonna pull it up. I don't have it prepared, but it's pretty much one that lets me ask you a question, and you have to give one of 3 answers. Except behind the desk, you roll a dice, and there's like a 25% chance that you lie about what you tell me, essentially.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, I don't remember what it's called, but anyway. But yes, one of it's like, yeah, you read bones or something is pretty much what the spell description says.
Oh.
It's like, don't tell her that. Anyway.
Well, no, like there are legitimate.
Yeah, there are
Yeah.
methods of reading fortunes and whatnot through bones and such.
I'm just curious if she knows how to do it or not.
I have been known to alter my true sight. I have found the crystal ball to be the most insightful. Bones, however, have a way of revealing the uncertain nature. Much as how a bone can splinter and crack under the same materials, so can the bones show one's future, can show what can still be true and yet not true.
Oh.
A bone can splinter into many pieces, and one's destiny can be in many pieces as well.
Interesting. Also, this is really just out of curiosity. How about I don't know how to pronounce them. Tarot cards?
Tarot cards?
Tarot cards. That's what it is. Tarot. Thank you.
Tarot cards are a terrible and blasted way to see the future, and is only used by those of the darkest natures. And I will not stand to have that in my...
Is that like a legitimate thing, or is this just her character again?
A little bit of both, I would say.
Yeah,
Alright,
it's both.
Both. God, interesting.
Well, thank you for that information. I don't know much about, fortune telling, so this is very interesting. Thank you. I also have a question. I don't know if you might know anything about it. We're new into town, and we were hearing some rumors about something called the West Wind. It's something that I'm honestly kind of worried about because we're, seafarers. We're going to be going on the sea pretty soon, and I don't want to die,
We want to learn more about it.
The West Wind. She starts looking deep into her crystal ball. The West Wind. Yes, I see the West Wind in your future. However, I caution you, the West Wind is not what you think that it is.
I don't know what I think it is.
You will find that it will be revealing itself in the near future.
Thank you. Treefell is
no.
incredibly annoyed with how vague this is. In fact, I think he hates fortune telling now.
Kalia's gonna get up and sit down on the chair and ask for a... Could you look at my fortune with bones, please?
I suppose. And she stands up and hobbles behind some of the carpets hanging from the ceiling, and a moment later returns with a bag that kind of... How would you describe bones hitting each other? Like, how would you describe that sound?
That's a
I think
good
of
question.
this is not accurate, but like a Lego game when
Yeah.
the pieces fall apart. Yeah, that sound.
I don't know. I just can't think of a good descriptor.
Not a crackle, not a
I think like clacking like wooden
Clacking.
pegs.
Clacking
Yeah,
would be a good
clacking,
word for it.
clacking.
That's good. So she comes around the carpet with a bag, kind of clacking like a, as bones would sound, right? And she takes the, she comes over to the table and just swipes her crystal ball off the table, and it soars halfway across the room, and when you think that it would hit the floor, it just kind of floats there for a moment and then softly lands on the ground and then rolls away.
I'm like, okay, try to dive for it to catch it, but
Okay,
Cool.
so we at least know she's magical. Okay.
She's not all hogwash.
All hogwash.
She takes the bones and scatters them across the table, and begins looking at them. And I see much heartache in your past. You have lost a great deal, my son, and your future I can read in this cluster over here. Your future is uncertain. You have a decision to make in yourself that is going to determine the outcome of who you as a person will be. You must decide on the path of good or evil, how you wish to present yourself. It will be a major moment in your life, and you will know it when it comes. The West Wind is in your future as well. And the West Wind will be a major factor in you and your friend's destiny. Keep that in mind.
Cool.
interesting.
Treatfell's gonna lean over and say, "Your fortune was way better than mine." Right now.
It's because you gotta believe in the bones.
You gotta believe in the book.
Should I ask for
will
No, I shouldn't.
take the 7 silver pieces that I broke a gold piece out of the tavern for, and slide them to her with a gold piece as well.
Okay.
Thank you. That was insightful. And Kalea's already wondering what her decision might be, but she feels that it's... In her head, she thinks it's strongly tied to her wolf. So we'll see how this goes.
Well, this has been great. Thank you. And I will hand 4 silver pieces and 2 copper pieces.
Madam Pomfrey, thanks both of you young gentlemen. I see great future for each of you.
Thank you very much, madam. And head out.
Also, have you ever heard of an elf named Alindra?
Lindra.
Selekir, by chance?
Alindra has been here before. She also was inquiring about the West Wind and what futures it might hold for her. Yes, she was here not but a week ago. But that's all I can remember.
Cool. Thank you.
Insight check.
And now you want to insight check her?
Yes.
After everything you've been through, now you... Alright, fine, go for it.
Just on the statement. Yeah, no, that was bad. Hold on. Plus 5, so it's a 10.
I mean, she seems to be telling the truth.
Okay. I can't believe we did an inside checker this entire time. This entire time. We could have done that this whole time. Bruh. Okay.
Really fun character.
That was pretty good. Bruh.
It's 4:30. We should probably call it quits there. Take lots of notes. My goodness, there's been a lot that's happened.
Jeez. You have difficult thing, and then you're going to be good after. Thanks. That's usually how these things go.
It's hard as a DM. It's really hard to do
The fortune telling.
a fortune teller because it's like I could get specifics, but at the same time I can't because I don't know how things are going to turn out.
That's true.
So it's like,
Oh yeah, that spell I was talking about was Augury. How it works? Let me just pull it up. Yeah, how it works is that you roll dragon bones or cards or sticks or any other divining tool. You get an omen from an otherworldly entity about the results of a specific course of action you plan to take within the next 30 minutes. And then it does not take into account any circumstances that would change the outcome, like additional spells or the loss or gain of a companion. And if you cast a spell 2 or more times before completing your next long rest, there's a 25% chance for each casting after the first that you get a random reading, which the DM makes in secret. And I think it's pretty much a yes, no, or uncertain is pretty much what the 3 answers are.
okay.
But that's terrifying. It's like if I cast it more than once, there's a chance that you're just straight up lying to me, and I can't do anything about that.
Yeah. So I think we'll probably call it there. I will take notes as to where we left off so that we can just come right out of Madame Pomfrey's and call it good. But that puts us at about 3 hours.
That's fair.
Yeah, 2 hours and 51 minutes
Madame
of
Pomfrey.
recording. And I'm sure that Madame Pomfrey exists in something because the name sounds way too familiar.
Harry
to
Potter?
be-
It's totally Harry Potter, isn't it?
dang
100%
it.
Harry Potter.
Dang it! All
It
right.
sounds like Harry Potter, but I can't remember which character.
100% is Madame Pomfrey is the
The divination professor.
Is the astrology one?
no Pomfrey's the nurse. I want to say
Is it?
Is it?
yeah
Oh well.
All right.
because Trelawney